I don't. You're gonna make her laugh.
Okay, so I just wanted to give you guys an update if you guys are finished over there for a moment. It's we're not on camera yet, but I did call it start the stream and everything like that. So I just have to.
My smacks are ready too.
Mas- Hi you guys, what's going on? Welcome to the stream. We're starting on that note. But everybody's smacks already. Hi guys, what's going on? Happy 3,000. Actually, now over 3,000 subscribers. Hi, welcome. We had originally planned to do an Among Us stream, but OBS is being quite an idiot. So we're just gonna sit down, do a little bit of let's chatting and everything like that. This is not Twitch, so this is just YouTube. But we are joined by a few of my friends, my mod Max, Chloe, the other people. There's hold on a second. There's Shadow. There's Smack, who, by the way, you guys go subscribe to Smacksies, please. She's amazing. Let's see. There's Shadow. Wait, where's the other person? Wait, where's? Oh
Wolf.
gosh, Woof. Why did I say Woof? Woof. You are. Oh my goodness gracious.
That's the
And
caffeine.
yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, it's as big as my face right now, and I'm holding it up to the camera.
Well, see, you had to have the caffeine to reach equilibrium from the hype of having over 3,000 followers now.
It's true. It's true. I had to reach the 3,000 hype train. So
Exactly.
we're gonna start this stream off with a funny story. It involves drugs.
Oh.
I don't.
Yay! I love this part.
You know what's actually really weird about this is that like I've told this to several of my friends. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to share this story on stream, but I thought, you know what, this is too fucking hilarious not to. So you guys all know that New York is just it's crazy a lot of the time, especially at the nighttime whenever a lot of them comes out. Shadow, you know this personally.
100%.
And especially like in like different boroughs, like Brooklyn and Long Island are notorious. Like at the nighttime, all the crazies come out there, especially Manhattan too. But upstate New York, I have to say, it's topping all of them pretty much because you will see people not only driving to the supermarket in lawnmowers, but you will see shirtless people carrying beers walking to their lawnmowers. And it is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. It's very culture shock for me. So
Yeah,
one night,
upstate can get pretty podunk.
it's
Sounds like
strange to say the least.
Yeah. I think the last maybe like I don't know, 8 years maybe, like, whenever all the political stuff started getting crazy in the country, since then, Long Island started turning a little bit podunk, but really upstate started matching Pennsylvania because they're both like adjacent, and it's just tons of like woods and farms and like very rural.
Yeah.
So I think they just sort of blended together with their like craziness.
It really is.
I was gonna ask you, like, how's the meth problem up there?
It's terrible.
Oh my God.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Because like the thing is that that's actually where the story is leading to. So we have two neighbors on either side of our house. One right near actually where you guys are, one right near the window, a little bit across the street. A little bit actually no, across the way, like on the same side as our house. And then across the street we have two other ones. And way down, like on the left side of the street, there is a meth dealer. And he lives there full time. The police haven't caught him because they just really don't care. And I heard screaming a few nights ago, and I shit you not, it was the funniest thing ever. It reminded me of when I went to see Twilight for the first time in movie theaters. There was this one guy screaming, "Sparkly donut! I like sparkly donuts!" And I put this in the Discord today, and he was just screaming, "Sparkles! I like sparkly donuts!" And then I just heard Doreen screaming, and then that was it. Like he kind of just got tuckered out. What an approachable gentleman, right?
What in the world?
I am. I was kind of shook. That happened at like what 3 o'clock in the morning too.
What do you think a sparkly donut is? Like within YouTube terms of service?
Probably.
I don't know, but it sounds delicious.
Code name for unicorns and blissful nights under the moon sky.
What all meth dealers want and love.
Exactly,
personal-
exactly. It's like, they were tripping, but it was just on their shoelaces. That's the best way I can put it.
My favorite part of that story was when she said that the police haven't caught him because they just don't care, because
Oh.
it just instantly reminded me of the level of police care in my own country. And this is honest to God a true story. Like we had to in my country, our prisons got so overfilled at one point that we actually had to bring out some people who were um how can I put this without breaking the toe? Okay, they would just say they were offenders of some of the worst kind. Okay, I'm sure you can put. I'm sure you can put two and two together. Okay, so they were some of the worst kinds of offenders, and but the agreement was that they were allowed out under the condition that they were to be tracked at all times by constantly updating their addresses. But they never specified what it had to be. So one of them eventually just had his address down as nothing more than a tent near the leisure center,
Oh my gosh.
which he then later changed to, and this is not a joke, to just simply the woods.
You want wood fairies? Because that's how you get wood fairies.
I, not the kind of wood
That's how
fairies
you
that we
get
read about in
Symphony.
books.
I don't know. You've not been to the UK. There's plenty of fairies like that. I can tell you.
Oh, wait a second. We have a few comments. Sorry, I didn't see your guys' comments yet. Hi everyone. Hi Ash. Hi Sean. Hi Grizz. Hi Nerd House. Hi everybody. Oh, hi Huggable Hipster. Just thought I'd pop in. I haven't seen you stream for a minute. Hey, what's going on? I appreciate the 3K. I appreciate that. Wait a second. Our neighbor had a little something, and it was outside, acting like he was standing around a fire, and like a dog was about to attack. I couldn't leave for work. Oh my gosh. Listen, this is my whole thought on it is that like in a world where we have a pandemic, we have a literal fucking pandemic, people can just act, vibrant still. Drugs and all, they can just act vibrant. It's wonderful, I mean, like, hey, if they're not hurting anybody else, only themselves, it's okay. Like, I don't know what else to say about that. But yeah,
It's not okay.
it's not okay,
I
but
mean, it's just
okay.
rural crazy.
My personal stance is like, I don't want to throw people in jail who do drugs. I want to get them rehab.
Yeah.
Like, and I want to get them therapy. Like, number one, what got you into drugs to begin with? Like, what's going on in your life? And like, let's talk about that. And then number two, like, if we advocate so strongly against like suicide, for example, we need to put just as much energy in like getting people off of drugs too. And that includes any kind of addiction, really. I mean,
Right.
drugs ain't even just the limit. There's so many more alcoholics out there that totally need help. Like,
Yeah.
drinking just to make it through the day in life, that makes me sad, yo. Like, I like holla at me. Like, let me get on the phone with you. Let's talk. Life don't have to be like that. Like,
That's the
let's do
thing.
something about it.
Like, speaking as someone who was a former alcoholic, like,
Word.
it's rough. Like I quit cold turkey and I never looked back. Like I knew that I didn't want to end up like my what was it? One of my uncles. He was the hilarious guy. So fun. He was the life of the party, and he said, to my mom. I think his name was Jack, Uncle Jack, and I only ever got to hear stories about him. I never got to actually meet him, but my mom told me that you're so much like your Uncle Jack because he was an alcoholic, but he was a vibrant human being who never understood, like, unlike you, to put the drink down. And that's the thing of where, like, we just need to have people who are willing to understand that their life is more important than a drink or a shot, you know?
100%.
Wait, Viper, Viper! Oh my God, Viper's in the chat. Hi, Viper. How are you? Welcome. Thank you for the fire. Fire! Wait a second. There's something that I need to do now. It's going to be rather funny. I don't know, funny to me, but it'll be interesting to say the least. All right, now I can put the headset back on. Don't mind me. I'll just be over here. Continue amongst yourselves. But if you guys are looking on stream, that's cheating.
I'm looking on stream, but I'm behind, so I'll just wait and then react then.
I don't know if I can put this over the headset at least. I'm keep in mind, you guys, like, who are in the chat, I'm 30 years old. I will continue to act like a child. Just understand this. We're okay.
There is no age limit.
30 years old? God, you're a baby.
30. Well, I look like I'm 17, apparently, according to one Walmart worker. This is wild because I also have a drug dealer next door. I've thought about asking them for weed, but I'm too shy. Live your best
Oh my
life.
God.
It just smacks you.
I'm sorry.
Listen, you know what it is. You know what it is. It's over the headset. It looks so silly, but it's okay.
It looks comfortable.
It's cozy. I feel the comfiest. The comfiest.
I just tuned in to see this thing. Let me tell you straight up and down, I'm wearing a flannel themed onesie. It's got footies, it's got a hoodie, it's complete. It doesn't have like a poop shoot or anything like that, but other than that, this thing is warm as hell. The heat in my house is down to like 62 degrees because this thing is so warm, and it's comfortable as hell.
Dude, I'm in a Snorlax onesie. Why do we all wear like onesie hooded like things
Bro.
today?
That's what's up because we know what all the good things in life are. We know what that's about.
I
Are
love
we
it.
turning into this like, what are you wearing? Stream.
I think
Like,
so.
Nah, it's like what geeky, cute, like comfy thing are you wearing? Like, you know, like when it's
comfy
goofy like
version
that.
of what are you wearing?
Get yourself
Yeah,
a girl
exactly.
that
I
can
ain't
do
got nothing
both.
like that. I'm just in
I
a
could-
basic ass
Yeah,
camo
I could-
t-shirt.
I could say that Chloe's
Shout
got
out
an
to
Udi
you.
on. Chloe's got an Udi on, and she swears blind is like one of the comfiest things
Yeah.
ever.
And we've still got the heated on full blast because it's so cold.
I know it's cold. I was driving on a hockey rink earlier. Remember?
You
I
know what's
love my job. They don't care about our safety.
that's true. I mean, we're not gonna talk about that because I don't want my channel to get banned by a certain company. Max
Fair
knows
enough.
that Max, if you want to type where you work in the chat, people will understand why I can't talk about it.
Oh no, I'm just gonna simply say one sentence. Like it's owned by one of the worst, richest people on the planet, and that will pretty much give you
There's two of those
exactly
though.
what you need to know.
There's
That
two
doesn't
of
really
them.
narrow
Yep,
it down.
I got all I
any,
need.
though.
I
It's
got
just
all I need.
loads of rich people that are awful human beings.
That's pretty much all of them, actually.
Oh
yeah,
my
now you
gosh.
mention it.
Jeffy Reviews? Wait a second. Am I being honored by Jeffy Reviews in my chat right now? Live your best life. I'm wearing full PJ sweats right now. Dude, thank you so much for coming into the chat. Listen, okay, my life is complete right now. One of my favorite YouTubers just stopped in. This is amazing.
Oh, I see him. What's up, Hefe?
I mean, thank you so
I
much
was
for
gonna say,
stopping
is it
by.
Jefe or Hefe?
I
It should
accidentally
be
said
Hefe.
Jeffy. I'm
It's the
sorry.
You
it's the
owned
coffee
it, though.
talking.
No, you can see me just having the shakes over here. Like, what's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here. How you doing?
If Ari gets any more coffee into her system, she will officially transcend time and space.
I will be ascending, transcending, all the sending. I will be sending.
You'll just see her start to like warp out of reality, and then there'll just be like a flash of electric and fire, and she'll come back from the future and be like, just shout, "Beware, China!" and then crumble into dust.
You know what's gonna be? I am going to be Heimdall from the God of War Ragnarok.
Oh my god.
Nice.
So evil.
Shush! No spoilers. I haven't
Oh,
finished it.
ah.
Sorry.
I haven't even started it yet because I've been so busy with exams.
I've literally only just gotten to the part where you meet Heimdall, so yeah, like I haven't been able to play it that much because of my job, but yeah.
You know what's interesting though? Just be prepared. He turns into like a whole like daddy package. Like seriously, I'm not even joking.
Why do I need to know that? I am not the.
Everyone needs to know this. You know what I'm talking about? Like, I mean, it is what it is, you know? Like, I need to spread the word at this point.
No, no,
What-
no, no, no.
What is a daddy package?
Just the whole thing.
I don't want to know.
I need an example.
Urban
I
Dictionary.
appreciate that
rescue.
question.
I normally just look, but you're talking about sweats, so I know I'm with my people. Yes. You are always with your people here. Are you kidding me? Our community is the best, the horniest, and the loveliest.
That was a violent shift in definitions there.
I am at least two of those things. Which ones though? That's the fun part. You have to guess.
Oh
Don't
my
you
goodness
say a
gracious.
fucking word.
No, so Smaxies, to address your question, the whole daddy package is someone who is empathetic, lovely, a warm personality, and someone who literally just knows what they want out of life. So
Yeah,
what about
but
the
like,
package part?
right? Do you
Dictionary
want them to be your dad, or do you want them to be fathering your children? Like, where is this?
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's on to something.
you said though.
Let him cook.
I want
And-
you
oh
said
my
to know
God.
about the package. This is turning into a stream that I did not know. Okay, wow.
I mean, you're in the big leagues now. You got over 3,000 subscribers, so let's get it.
I don't want the package though.
Return to sender.
Yeah, we're ascending or descending into something that I did not expect. Oh my god. Okay, well, you
Fun
guys,
delivery.
hi. It's been wonderful to get to know you. See you later. No. So, okay, we're gonna take like a small shift in topic. So YouTube doesn't completely think that I am a whore entirely. We're going to talk about some games and everything because this is still, particularly a gaming channel. But it's time for a hot take. I think you know what this means.
We're on
No?
fire?
I'm at the edge of my seat waiting.
Why are there no new vampire games? I need to know this.
Oh, here we go. Here comes the crack.
I need to know. The crack has always been here, okay? I mean, I'm not showing my crack, but it's always been here.
Nah, he's making a comment about me. Technically,
What?
there's a game called Vampire Survivors, which you can play on Xbox or on Steam. There are no vampires. I think that's part of the gag of the game. They do like a Super Mario, your princess is in another castle kind of thing. And that game is like actually low key super addictive and like really gaining a lot of popularity. And they just released a DLC. I
See,
paid $4 for it, and the DLC is on sale for $1.79. Like, so it's cheap, it's accessible. It might even be on Game Pass. If somebody in
Interesting.
chat, if somebody in chat has Xbox and Game Pass, like, feel free to. There you go. See, they're already shouting it out. So like, I've been playing it on my Steam Deck, and it's a lot of fun. So technically, that's like a
I
vampire
mean,
game, maybe.
maybe,
But
but
yeah, you're right.
I mean, the
There
thing
needs to be
is,
new Castlevania shit
there
and
need
stuff like that.
there needs to be like Game
Legacy
Pass
of
stuff.
Kain, Castlevania,
Castlevania
like, yo,
show.
let's bring it.
Yeah, like Konami. Can we have more Castlevania, please?
Exactly.
Please, thank you. I mean, like that's the thing. I mean, like I
I-
remember playing Castlevania for the first time this year, and it was so interesting to see like where we came from when it comes to like that kind of gaming. Like it's just so cool. But I feel like when it comes to like what I'm referencing specifically is something more along the lines of like Vampire the Masquerade, those kinds of games. Like
Oh yeah.
we have
Yep.
Bloodlines 1, but what happens to Bloodlines 2? Exactly, because we got a trailer for that like 2 years ago.
It's still on development hell.
Yeah, and they did
That's the
actually
problem.
fire one of their people on their team. So I think they fired one of the directors, I think.
It was actually supposed to come out this month, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
Oh no.
Like
See,
when I like added it to
Do
my
we-
wish list.
Do we know the reason why the person got fired at all?
not at all. I just keep up to date with some of their stuff, and they don't. I think it's like the company Hazmat Gaming or Hazmat something was one of the companies that was working with them to revitalize the whole series, and nothing.
Hazmat. I'm looking at the Steam page for it, and it says the developer and publisher is Paradox Interactive.
Paradox. That's they must have changed the name because I remember some name that
Yeah.
was saying, "Oh, hazmat" or something like "hazsuit hazmat" or something.
I mean, they might have just changed developers entirely.
They,
True.
yeah, they could have. It's late here, so I can't stay. Just wanted to say congratulations on 3K. You're awesome. Thank you, James. I appreciate that. I was going for 100K kills in 30 minutes. That's what a contradiction to read after that last comment. It's
So
like-
yeah, so
it's like-
basically like you on coffee, that's Vampire Survivors. And yeah, somebody in chat just confirmed that it is on Game Pass. Oh, that's Rob.
oh, okay. Thank you, Rob.
Rob Skittles.
Rob's I like that username. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I might have to look into that and review it because someone else. What was it? It was one of my friends. Gosh, his username is a mouthful. Hold on one second. Where was his username? Because I want to give him a shout out too. Or was it? Oh, okay.
Go
So
down that rabbit hole.
Kiss Kiss the Back AMA, he is one of my good friends. He actually told me about Neo, and I've never heard of it until last night. Like I heard about the
Neo as
trailer
in
for it.
NIOH.
Yeah.
You had
Oh.
never heard of Neo?
I'd not heard of
So
the,
good. There's
the
two of
game
them.
and everything like that until last night. I think I've
Yeah.
heard of like the name itself, but very vaguely. But last night I saw the trailer with him on stream for the first time, and I'm like, I need to play this. It looks so good.
Neo's kind of like a very distant cousin to Dark Souls. That's like the best way. To
Yeah, yeah,
describe
yeah.
it.
So I can understand why she didn't hear of it because honestly, it was like Bloodborne, Sekiro, Neo, like all of them kind of came around the same time, and they kind of blended together. And then um it pretty much jumped from like Bloodborne to Elden Ring as far as like on
Huh.
social networking and like how people were hyping.
Yeah.
So Neo is something that was kind of a sleeper. It's been on PS Plus, both Neo 1 and Neo 2. They're really good. If you like those kind of Soulsborne kind of games, you'd like it.
I'm a
It's hard.
masochist, so yes.
Yeah, exactly. You're a masochist, you're gonna have to call your daddy package to come save
Oh,
your ass.
good lord! I swear, I thought we were
I-
over this. Oh, Jesus Christ, help me!
I will.
Save
I
or
will,
beat?
I will warn you in Neo 1 that there is an enemy that's just nicknamed the Firewheel enemy that everybody hates. For
Oh,
good
yeah.
reason.
Bring it. I'm ready.
That's
Is it because he's a wheel of fire?
I mean, we all love a good wheel of fire, but I mean, if it's a wheel of fire that's going to torment me for like 1,000 years, I'm not really sure about this. Let's just be real here.
Look, some chicks are into that.
Oh, has anyone here played Signalis? I have heard Shadowhunter rave, not you, Shadowhunter, different Shadow.
It's a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
It's supposed to be so
How-
good, so good.
sorry.
Susie,
Never heard
I
about
just-
this game till now.
Susie.
Ditto.
It's a survival game.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Susie,
can I just
one of
quickly-
the people who I know on YouTube, she raves about it. Absolutely.
Yep, and it works on a Steam Deck.
Can I just quickly ask? Can people hear Chloe?
I don't even see
I
her
don't
thing
think
lighting up.
so.
Oh yeah, there's. Wait,
I
say
do
something,
now.
Chloe.
Chloe.
Chloe, say something.
Can you hear me?
Oh, I can
It's
hear
very
you.
low.
Very, very, very low.
Can't hear you.
Very, very
very
low.
faint, you're
I've
very
got her
faint.
at 2,000 or 200%, and
2,000?
yeah, still very low.
Chloe, give me some seeds, bro.
Get. I swear, you guys are going to make me lose my channel.
It's just a bird. It's just like a parakeet.
It's just that was not. That was you talking about some.
That's
very sad
always
thing.
the
That was not a parakeet.
Oh, she left.
Oh no!
Who's
She's
back?
back.
It's like
Might just be reconnecting.
oh, they're saying Signalis
It's
is like
you can
Resident
hear
Evil
me
1.
now, but I can't hear you.
Wait, can you hear
It's
it?
You
still
sound
very low.
clear now.
Yeah, it's kind of low.
It's
Yeah,
clear,
that's
but it's
cool.
still low.
Oh, Calvin.
All I can think of is Jack. Come back, Jack. And so one person is saying in chat, Kevin says, Signalis is like Resident Evil 1 and Silent Hill combined. How is that possible? That sounds so
Yeah,
good.
it's stressful.
Give me stress. I love it.
Chloe will be back. She's just restarting her PC because she's got tech issues.
Okay,
That's fine.
So
that's fine. Yeah. Sounds dope. It really does. It really does. I have so many different games I need to review. Actually, I just got notified that it sounds so professional to say that. What? I just got told by my dad that my first Hanukkah present is on the way, and I have no idea what it is. But he says it involves gaming. I'm like,
Oh, that's so exciting.
Ooh.
what?
Is it a
what?
dreidel?
It's a gaming dreidel. No.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Oh,
no
that
idea.
would be that's such like a Jewish dad joke.
It,
Yes, it'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
oh, you like gaming, huh? Play with this dreidel.
and you know what's actually
What a
really-
troll!
You know what's actually really funny though? It's that like he pulled up a video for me and he's like, "You should probably do this." And I was like, "What is it?" He showed me the video and he was like, "How about I get you an iPad, but it's just actually a sanitary napkin?" And I'm like, "That is so mean." So Resident Evil, but foggy. Yeah, you know what? Yes, and also hi Peter, how are you? Also welcome to the stream. One of my other mods, Peter. Hello, claps, claps, claps.
Peter, long time no speaky see thingy, whatever.
Speaky see.
I wasn't sure where I was going with that sentence. Don't judge me.
Speakeasy. A speakeasy.
Have you ever been to one?
I've never been to one. No,
The speakeasy.
I'm not that
motel.
old. Sorry.
Back during the
Yeah, they
Depression.
still.
Oh no! I accidentally yanked out my my headset. No, now I froze. Ah, shit. I yank out the headset and everything stops. No. Hold on. Where'd it go?
Are you good? Are you back in? You plugged in?
I'm plugged in, but my screen froze. Hold on a second. Ever since I got unplugged.
I just
Sorry about
realized
that,
that
you guys. Okay. Wait, maybe don't.
it
Yeah.
looks like
Okay.
to
There
me.
we go.
Yeah, it looks to me like wait, hang on.
Congratulations. Thank you so
Oh,
much,
never mind.
Dustin. I appreciate it. But yeah, no, I just saw because my phone is being weird, so I was like, what's going on with my phone? And I decided to check. And right now we're at 3,020 subscribers, which I think is amazing.
Yes.
I'm
And you're back. Your stream is
That's
back.
fast.
I don't know what it is, but one thing that was told to me by a number of other YouTubers who are like at 5 to 10K, they said that once you get to 3,000, apparently that's like a threshold kind of thing. And like, Hefe, you can tell me if this is correct or anything like that, but once you get to a certain point of your subscribers, the algorithm will be like, okay, they're serious. We're gonna amp things up here a little bit, because that's when you really start to get into the algorithm more so I think it's just like, I don't know. I hate to say this, but it's a waiting game. Like being able to get to a certain point with your subscribers, it'll just go really, really quickly for some reason.
And you hear us now.
Yeah, I hear you.
I hear you, but it's very faint.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sake.
Is
Have
the
you checked your
microphone-
Discord audio settings to make sure that your gain is
Oh yeah, try that, Chloe. It might actually be Discord mic settings, perhaps mic sensitivity.
How dare I do that?
so all the way on the bottom on the left side, you'll see your username, your Discord username, like
Yeah,
you
listen
know,
to this guy. Don't listen to me. Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Max. This is like
No,
my
no,
job. I run an
no,
IT
literally-
company, so
No,
it's
literally,
like
He's
it's like
serious.
second nature.
I'm being
Yeah.
serious.
Yeah,
man.
he's serious, Henny.
I found it.
Oh, Peter
Yeah,
said,
so next to there you'll see a microphone, a headphone icon, and then a little gear. Click the gear.
Okay.
And then on the left side, you have all these choices. There's categories, user settings, and the next category is billing settings, and then the following category is app settings. In there, the third choice down, it's voice and video. It's in there.
Yeah, I see it now.
So make sure your input device is selected correctly, and then the volume. And you can also do like a let's check. When you click that let's check box, you can hear yourself, and nobody else can hear you testing it. So it's a way to like test how it sounds.
You probably want
Peter's-
to pump up your input volume.
Can
Yeah.
you hear me better now?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's a huge improvement.
can
That's like
hear you
double.
Oh yeah, there we go.
Good.
Hooray! She can communicate.
Yay.
Yay!
Awesome. Mission accomplished.
Also,
you.
Peter said,
I
can
just
we
wanna do
all
s-
be pretty pandas for the night for old time's sake? Oh, yes, you guys can.
and also on the note of being a Peter Panda, I just also want to like do something cool. Ari, check your Steam.
What did you
Here we go.
Oh no, Max, what did you
Somebody
do?
got you Signalis, I bet.
Received a gift. Oh, here's another distant cousin to Dark Souls. Enjoy and congrats. Game of the Year, Lords of the Fallen. I've never heard of this one.
Ooh. Yep.
I played
a good
Lords
one.
of the Fallen.
Lords of the
That
Fallen's
was-
got mixed reviews, but I think people are a bit too critical of it because when I played it, I actually quite enjoyed it. It wasn't anything super special, but I had my fun with it. So,
It looks interesting. I thank you so much, Max. Seriously, that means a lot. I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's an alright game.
yeah, nothing I would write home about, but you'll have fun with it, especially if you like punishing games.
I do. I don't know why I do now, but ever since I played the very first Dark Souls game, my life has been changed, honestly. Like ever since I beat Smo Nordstein for the first time, I was like, "Whoa, I can do anything." Like I don't mean that lightly. Like Souls games literally they changed my life, bitch.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is, like the dopamine that you get from succeeding over something that seems impossible.
This is making me nervous to say my honest opinion of Elden Ring.
I just rage whenever I play them. I don't know. I don't have the patience for them.
And that's fine. You know, that's why there's so many
Ditto.
different types of games for everybody because not
Absolutely.
every game is going to be for every person. That's fine.
That's the thing, though. I really enjoy them, but I just get so angry.
I'm the
See,
same way.
I remember
Call
what
of
was
Duty
it in
Cough.
Elden Ring? It was the tree sentinel that you were struggling with a lot, wasn't it? The tree
Yeah.
sentinel?
Ah,
Yeah.
that guy. Oh my god,
And
I hated that guy. He was such a little just meh.
no, I found out a way to cheese him. Me and Chloe just snuck up behind him and poisoned him because he's an idiot. So
Same.
I mentioned
Same.
that to my I mentioned that to my
Hey, if
friend at university, and he did the exact same thing.
It's
hey,
so
if it
much
works,
fun.
it works.
It's so much
nobody
fun.
likes the tree sentinel.
It's one of those things too. It's not cheesing a boss if it's something that's already available within the game to use, you know?
That is very true. There's no way that From Software don't know about it. If they did and they didn't like it, they would have patched it out.
You know, I
Don't
have
tell
to
that to Twitter.
wait, what was that, Chloe?
Don't tell that to Twitter. You know, all the diehard From Soft fans.
I could
Oh, God.
give
Winner
two
can
flying
fuck
fucks
off.
what Twitter thinks of me. I literally, I mean, I can't stand a lot of these cunts on Twitter that say, "Oh,
I-
we think that you're
You said
gatekeeping."
cunts?
I did. I did.
Oh my
I
gosh.
did. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
continue.
3,000 subscriber, the gloves come off.
She's changed.
She's
That's a term
she's
of
changed. We want the old huggable hipster back.
Yeah.
That's a term of endearment here where we live. Believe me.
Oh, you
Oh, yeah.
lovely fucking cunts. We love you.
It really is. People actually say that.
This is not a joke. Chloe's grandparents, their pet names for one another were cunt and bastard.
Yeah, it's just part of our language.
I love that. I love that so much. But you know what's actually funny though is that like there was one boss that I cheesed and people got so pissed off at me for it that the final one at the end of the main part of the Dark Souls game before you get to the DLC, that monster boss. I forget the name of it though.
See, this is one of the reasons why Elden Ring didn't hit any special cause me, because it's just the same old thing. Like there's so many different bosses, like Melina or whatever
Melina.
bitch helmet wearer who
Put some respect on her
everybody
name,
wants-
Max.
No, I can't respect it because it's just the same shit under a different paint label. It's like I don't understand how Elden Ring took home Game of the Year, because I'm like, it's just Dark Souls 3.5.
Ugh,
You,
rolling up the
you've been
sleeves right now.
sold you've been sold bring it on. Bring it the fuck on.
Bring it on. Okay. There's something that has to be said about whenever you go into a Souls game, you got to play it by its rules. And that's the thing where no other game does it quite like a Souls game, because you have the difficulty
true.
level, but it doesn't apologize for itself. And that's what I absolutely love about it. And you know what? There was actually one person who was like, you know, why are you preaching against accessibility when Dark Souls should be an easier game? And it's like, this is what the market wants for this type of game. It's not the accessibility features has nothing to do with the fact of whether or not it should be easy or difficult. Accessibility is the shading and textures behind the words when it comes to your like captions or how your controls work or something like that. It has nothing to do with easy mode for a game or story mode or
Well,
whatever it is.
no, I mean, if you think about The Last of Us Part 2, the accessibility features on that,
Yeah.
basically you could like walk through the game, which I think is great, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, like if somebody wants to go through a game in the way that they want to go through it, they paid their $70 or whatever. Play it however the fuck you want. So when a developer gives you options to breeze through a game that maybe is designed to be like extremely difficult but has features that allows people to blast right through it, yo, by all means handle it, do your thing. Like that's your money, you paid your money, like do it.
Exactly. It's the gamer's
Exactly.
choice. This is why I am an advocate for sort of like any game should really have sort of like, maybe easy mode isn't quite the right term
Story
for it,
mode,
but I would say
less.
story mode, yes, perfect.
Yeah, and there
That
are
works.
games that will do that. Like the difficulty settings will be like easy, medium, hard, and then insane or whatever. And
Yeah.
then there'll be one that says like story, meaning the focus is going to
Exactly,
be on the
yeah.
story and less on the gameplay.
And you know what's
Yeah,
actually really
and this
interesting
is
about God of War Ragnarok is that it has all these different difficulties and story mode. You still get a decent chunk of difficulty from story mode because it doesn't go easy on you just because it's part of the story, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like if Kratos or whoever it's supposed to struggle at a specific part, you're still going to a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's just sort of like I mean, I have legit had a person argue with me on Twitter, unsurprisingly, it's always Twitter, but he legit argued with me that he found Jedi Fallen Order a really bad game because it had an easy mode and
Oh, Jesus.
he chose easy mode and therefore the game was ruined, but it was the game's fault because the easy mode was there to
Wow.
choose. And I literally asked him, so because the
You
game,
put
because
that
the
crack in
option
my
was
hand, it's your fault.
exactly, that's exactly it. But
You
he was
forced me to sniff
this,
it.
this
Yeah.
You asked for the sparkly donuts. I had nothing to do with this, okay?
this was his legit argument to me. He said if the game didn't have easy mode, he wouldn't have picked it and he would have loved it. And I'm like, dude, you can't lump that kind of shit on the game. The game didn't make you pick easy mode. But no,
Exactly.
That's
he
true.
was adamant this was the reason why. And this is kind of like it's these types of gamers that are kind of the ones that um corrupt the true fan base of like the Soulsborne game phrase because
Yeah, a lot of
Dark Souls,
gatekeepers and gatekeeping
yeah,
and
Oh, that's what
they
I
really
talked
are.
about on YouTube was gatekeeping. And I had people come at me for that, like saying it's not gatekeeping. It's I was like, you're exactly
It
proving my
is.
point right now. Like, what?
It is gatekeeping, yeah. It is gatekeeping. It really is. And like I even do like I even have some judgment for Miyazaki himself because I do think he's a little hypocritical and for how he says he wants as many people to be able to enjoy his games as much as possible.
perfect.
But he
Yeah.
then also says that he doesn't ever plan to add in any real accessibility or story mode options. And I'm
No,
like,
because they've
dude,
made a market for themselves. So that's the thing, and I don't mind that exactly. You know, if you
they
made a
have
market for yourself, and if you have a place in the niche community, what the fuck? Why did my camera just do that? And if you've made a place for yourself in the community, then that's just it. You've made your place there, and you know, if a certain audience member doesn't like that, that's their choice.
But his point is that he's being hypocritical and saying that he wants as many people as possible, but he's sticking only to this niche community.
Oh,
Mm.
okay, I see your point. Sorry, I must have misheard.
No, it's fine. It's literally just a friendly discussion, so there's no need for apologies in this. We're all friends here. It's an
Yeah.
adult conversation. Well, quote unquote adult. It's,
You take
um,
that back. I'm not an adult.
make me.
Ma!
Oh, wait a second. Peter said, "It looks like you went koya hunting and turned him into a scarf." I did. He is my prey. I am his mommy. um, did you all play Remnant from the Ashes? Oh, I actually just got that game. I am really excited to dive into it. It's like Dark Souls but with guns.
Remnant. It's not. I don't think it's like Dark Souls exactly. I think it's more like a RPG skill shooter. But it
It
is
is,
so good. It
Yeah,
is
I haven't.
so
I haven't
good.
started it yet on PS4.
They actually recently at the Game Awards announced a sequel to it, Remnant 2.
Yeah, I'm
So
Nice.
looking forward to it.
Interesting.
I'm really looking
And there's
forward to it.
also actually a prequel.
Yeah, I saw that too. There's a
Interesting.
YouTuber that I watch. His name is Rot. You guys can go check him out. I don't know him or anything. I just love his content. And see, I probably shouldn't say that I watch him because now you guys are gonna get like a keen eye into like the stuff that I watch. So whoops. But shit. And then whenever I watch some of his like more streamer type stuff, he'll play that game, and that's what got me interested in it. I was like, that looks really really awesome. It looks really fun.
Yep.
I'm over here writing all these games
And-
down I've never heard of. Here's another one for your
Hey.
list. Franbo. I will always talk about that game till the day I die. It's so good. It's a point and click game, but it's very like psychological horror. It's so good.
If I can, I just want to just quickly finish off what I was saying about Elden Ring.
Oh yeah,
though,
sure.
and the
Go
free
ahead. Sorry about
games.
that, Max.
Yeah, no, no, it's all good. It's all good. No need for apologies at all. But yeah, like my overall view on it is that I think these games should be a little bit more open to letting anybody play them, because I generally do believe in the rule that anybody should be able to play whatever game they like.
Right.
Like, I don't think games should have should have any restriction, because at the end of the day, they're a hobby, and people should be allowed to enjoy whatever they want within this hobby. And I understand that the games have a market for them and everything, but change isn't a bad thing, especially not for when it gives you a much wider audience. But
Right.
that's just my personal opinion.
And that's the thing too, of where like I've always told this to people several times. Excuse me, of where unless you work in the industry, gaming is a want, not a need. So if you look at your surroundings and you look at what type of game is going to give you the best bang for your buck, for lack of a better term, you're looking at something that, like, if you work a 9 to 5 job and you have kids, you have a family, you don't have much time for gaming. What is the niche that you want to get yourself into? What is something that on your free time that you just have for you that you want to dive into? Because like I said again and again, it's not a want, it's a need for a lot of people. It's not a need, it's a want for a lot of people. So when you look at gaming and you look at the ecosystem and you really see how pissed off people get literally for no reason over different things, over accessibility, over just placing a story mode in a game, it doesn't make sense.
I can see that point, and I actually do accept it. You do make a very good point, and you know, for a lot of people, especially who play the games on PC, there are the mods out there which allow them to add in fan-made story modes. It is a shame that these aren't accessible on consoles and everything, but unfortunately, with these things, it's a constant back and forth. Like, when somebody made an easy mode mod for Elden Ring, somebody decided to counter it by making a ultra hard mode for Elden Ring. And I'm like,
Oh
why?
gosh. I think it's
It's
just
just
because the mod community goes a little ham sometimes with what they do. There's one game I saw actually Smaxies, you were playing it before, Poppy Poppy's Playhouse.
Yes. Oh my god, that game is literally a nightmare.
What's it called? Poppy's Playhouse?
I
Like
think
Is that
Papi
Poppy's
the
Chulo?
one?
Playtime.
Poppy's
I've
Playtime.
Is that
seen
the
that. It looks
It
terrifying.
looks
is
so
that the one with the
good.
bear? Like the bear with the sharp teeth? Is that the one?
Yes. Oh my god.
I just want to
Huggy Wuggy is
Is that like a creepypasta, like Five Nights at Freddy's?
Huggy Wuggy. That's it, isn't it? Huggy Wuggy.
Yeah, Huggy Wuggy. I don't know if it was ever a creepypasta or not. I heard about it through the grapevine, but oh my god, like it has one of the best
has
chase
never
scenes in like
reminded me.
horror games like
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah, I saw your
Poppy
playthrough of it,
Playtime.
and
Oh
just
man.
the way that you have a way of deflecting with humor that I think is just amazing. So whenever
Hey,
I saw
I'm
that, I was like,
terrified.
yes, I need to play this.
don't you gnaw on that? That's medicine. Sorry. My pet, one of my pet birds is trying to eat my medicine.
But oh, that's not healthy.
Wow.
Oh no. Souls games for me is a need. I mean, food is a need. Souls games are a masochistic want.
No, actually, Ari, he's got a point in there. You basically live and breathe coffee, Soulsborne, and YouTube
I do.
content creation.
I do. I
Yeah.
really do. But the thing is
Can't
like
go in
when
the coffee part.
Are you literally restarting your game because your horse died?
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Well, that's a good thing because we can't let the horso die. Okay, we can't.
Of
Sorry,
course we
Chloe.
can. I would be going against what I'm studying right now if I let the horse die. Okay.
It's very true. Yeah.
I would have restarted my game in Red Dead Redemption 2 if if it weren't for the horse. If it weren't for the main part of the story with the horse, I would have restarted it entirely. It's like,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. This is it. Sorry. Poppy Playtime, and this is Huggy Wuggy or Huzzy Wuzzy, whatever it is.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bitch.
Weird thing is, I'm not joking when I say this. There's a children's play area that I've made deliveries to in my job that actually sells stuffed toys of this thing.
Welcome to
family.
Scotland.
Oh,
That's creepy.
what? That
It
should be
It
illegal.
looks like Pippin.
Like, What fucking kid is sleeping with that in the bed at night?
Max, it looks like Pippin.
It does look- oh my god, it actually
Do you
does.
guys remember Furbies? Those things?
Oh yeah, Furbies
oh
are creepy
God,
too.
not the Furbies.
Oh, they look like they're gonna attack
Yeah, I
you.
do. I do.
They're
This
gonna
is like a
attack
Furby that's had a bit too much crystal meth.
So a Scottish
Or not
Furby.
enough.
you. That's spot on. You know what's actually funny about Furbies is that, like, when I was little, I got my first one, I think when I was like 10 or 12 or something, and I put it at the top of the stairs, and I shit you not, you guys, the eyes looked like they were following me. I was terrified, and I asked my dad to keep it in his room, and the next day, he said, "Can you take this back, please? It scares the crap out of me." I'm like, "No, I gave it to you because you're the adult and you're supposed to take my fears away." And he's like, "I can't do this one, kid. No, it's not happening."
I didn't have a Furby myself, but I knew a couple of my friends that did, and they literally locked it in their closets and they never got it out. And I always asked them, I was like, why? And they was just like, you don't want to know. You don't want to know.
What was worse was when you got two of them together, they communicate.
Oh
I swear
no.
to God, these things were going to take over the world one day.
What do you think,
Basically an
why do
early
you think the
version of
world is the way
Heels.
it is now? They already have.
It's like a Ouija board. You can never get rid of the damn thing.
3,000 Furbies in a trench coat.
Shit nightmares are made of. I'm not scared of ghosts. I'm not scared of zombies. I'm not scared of anything else. But you place me in a room with Furbies and mannequins, I'm out.
Oh, there's a terrible video I could post that would just. Oh,
Do it.
I have
Did you ever
such
play the
Do it. Do it.
I have such a fear of
I'm gonna keep
mannequins. It
doing
is
it.
not even funny.
Do it.
Ariel? Did you ever play the first BioShock?
I have it. I've never played it before.
Play it. Well,
Oh no. It
hold
has
up.
mannequins, doesn't it?
There's some, yeah. There's like a mannequin kind of thing. There's
Oh.
two creepy parts that really creep me out. One is with the mannequin kind of thing. I think that's a secret room though. I don't think it's like part of the main game. I could be wrong. The other is like this creepy dentist that uses like
Oh,
fog
wow.
to like give you like a
Yes,
jump
yes,
scare.
yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I
Yep,
know
and he's just like
exactly what you're
staring
talking
at you
about.
for like a good 2 seconds before he like tries to attack you. But he's like right up in the
That's-
camera. It
That
scared me.
Yes. I was in middle school when that game came out, and
game is
that was
this? Yeah.
disturbing.
Because that whole room already is like a medical. There's like a morgue kind of feeling about it. There's like
Oh, I like that.
like the medical beds and stuff like that. And you're in this like weird, and there's like water all over. It's like a little bit like flooded.
What
And-
game was
and
the
then-
third about, sorry?
Flooded morgue. That can only lead to so many different.
BioShock.
The first
Oh,
BioShock.
BioShock. Yeah. I remember.
See, I got.
Yeah, and it's just like a very small, like it's not a boss fight. It's not a big deal, really. You're just like in some room that seems insignificant, and then all of a sudden the camera frosts up, and you're like, "Wait, I can't see nothing." And then you're like trying to move your controls, turn around, and it doesn't matter what you do. That the game sort of forces you into a specific position, but the camera unfrosts, and there's just like this like deformed guy like right up in front of you, like staring at you. And he's not like attacking you right away. He's just staring at you for like a good 2 seconds, and then he tries to like beat you with a wrench or whatever.
See, I have to put my glasses on right now so I can see all of that bullshit. Okay, because that is something I feel like I would need to play for YouTube because that sounds really creepy, and I hate mannequins.
Yeah.
and, everyone who watches my channel, they will know at a certain point that I absolutely cannot stand mannequins. Like I went into a store with a few of my friends, and this was years ago. It was like right before closing. And have you guys, since I don't live there anymore, it's fine to say, in New Jersey, have any of you ever been to the Phillipsburg Mall?
No, I have not.
Okay, so that is a mall that is notorious for all of its stores closing down except for Claire's, which I'm pretty sure they're running a Ponzi scheme, which is why they're staying open for so long. So we went into there right before closing, and one of the people who was like, working there or whatever, she was in the back, and we were like, "Hey, we want to be able to check out," and she said, "Okay, I'll be right there." And I shit you not, I thought one of the fucking mannequins moved their face because when we first came in there, it was facing like to the right. And then when we looked back right before we were about to leave the store, it was facing to the left. I don't care if it's a Ponzi scheme. We need that shit shut down. Okay? Thank you.
That sounds more like someone pulling a prank on you.
I don't care what it is. It made me hate mannequins.
I'm not gonna lie, I would totally do that if I worked in a place.
Right?
I would fuck with people all the time.
Oh, it would be so good.
It's people like you that make us shit our pants.
You're welcome.
Good.
I'm on the East Coast, but a little bit south of you. Oh, very nice. Okay, you see, like I'm right near Canada, so like I'm right near the best place to get food.
Can always come here.
Why?
All the,
What's good about here?
oddly enough, all of
Sorry,
the snow
just
just
muttered to
piles
myself.
up here.
It's pining up here. Trust me.
Oh God.
Hmm?
The snow's pining here in the moment.
Oh yeah, it's like -10 outside. Supposed to drop to -20 next week.
Same for us.
We don't do snow anymore. Thanks, global warming.
No, we do snow. It's just in like little chunks and looks like different clumps.
We
Not here
Scotland doesn't-
anymore.
Scotland doesn't normally get snow, but it does
Just
whenever
ice.
Norway farts on it. So
Yeah, we basically get Norway's leftovers.
Oh gosh, we get Canada's snow. So like anytime that you get like what's called a nor'easter, it'll just come immediately over to us and we'll get like -10 or -20. Tomorrow night is supposed to be 4 degrees.
I have legit seen a
God.
picture of a road in America where on one side it's like sunshine and daisies, on the other side it's like a winter wonderland, and it literally said, meanwhile at the American and Canadian border.
Yeah.
Oh, the snow never bothered me anyway.
No, we don't usually get a lot of snow. We don't get it until like March, but we get really bad ice. I've had my car stuck twice now within the past week.
Gosh. What's interesting about the snow is like I tell some of my friends this, and chat will probably hate me for this, but like I love the snow. Winter is my favorite time of year, and people look at me like I'm crazy because when it gets to the summer, I can't stand it. Like I can't stand summer at all.
I hate the heat.
I love the summers here. No, because the sun doesn't set here, so it's just
That's
light all
terrible.
night long. I love it.
It's terrible.
I love it.
I am a human. I am not programmed to deal with 24/7 sunlight. I need darkness. Okay.
Oh, you're gonna suffer this summer
That's what
coming up.
basements are for.
I didn't even see your message. Sorry about that, Smack. Hold on one second. I might have to hop out soon. Yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you coming by and chatting and chilling with us, Maxies. Oh wait, I think
I don't mean to giggle, but I can't lie. The name Smack does make me have a little giggle.
It means to at home, does it?
Username. I love it. But yeah, thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate you guys. Please give like a warm goodbye to Smack. I can't talk right now. Smack
Word.
Pisces. She's absolutely wonderful. If you guys haven't yet, click on her username and go check out her channel. She's absolutely wonderful, wonderful content creator.
I will go and subscribe to her right now.
Deserve 1 million? I can. You know what? For the first time, I can actually like picture myself with 1 million. So I can feel that. I can feel that. I'm on the way to my first play button, and I'm excited.
You'll get there. You will get there.
Yeah, you'll get there.
It's the coffee. Yeah, it's the coffee. It is definitely the coffee. Did you know
Why
about
does there's a W in that word?
Alcohol
Because-
hipsters,
It's the New
people that
Yorker.
never sleep.
It's
Ah.
also from New Jersey, okay? If you talk like this and you spell it with a W, then it makes all the sense in the world, okay?
You do that really well.
That's because I live
I
it
think
every
she
day,
got a lot of
sweetheart.
practice.
I had a lot of practice. I was born and raised in Asbury, New Jersey, okay? I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you're from Asbury.
Yup. I'm from Asbury.
If I remember
Reminded
correctly,
in that South Park episode.
Oh no, don't. We're not allowed to talk about that. Otherwise, Ari will get banned permanently.
I know. I'm not mentioning it. I'm just mentioning it to you.
Oh, we can mention some of it. We just can't mention the ending because of what the content held.
Yeah, let's not do that.
That was
I
a
know which one you're
really
talking
horrible
about too.
episode.
Oh
I
man.
don't. Please enlighten me.
I've been
I am
following-
not allowed to enlighten you because I will be punished by Ari because she will be in turn punished by YouTube.
Or Peter might punish you with the ban hammer.
Peter can't banhammer me. I'll banhammer him.
I've been following for a minute and I'm so proud. I'll check out Smack Pisces. Yay! Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's been just wonderful. Like I have to be sentimental for a moment because that's a part of my job as a YouTuber. If you don't be sentimental as a YouTuber once, you're not like a fucking YouTuber. So can't do that voice with a serious face.
The amount of times I have tried to make Ari cry on stream, I've only ever achieved it once.
Bitch, if you try right now,
That made me sound really horrible. Let me clarify. I
Just
tried to
wanna
make her
say
cry
it.
with I tried to make her cry with gifts, okay? I wasn't like throwing shit at her.
No, you actually made me fall out of my chair once on Twitch, remember?
Oh, yes, that did.
That's more of a side goal than the main one.
It's
was,
a side quest.
I think that was when I gifted her Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag.
Yeah.
Like she legit gasped and then like went high squeaky voiced out of like surprise from it. I was like, mission accomplished.
I did. I went full on like high squeaky mouse, Mickey Mouse voice for a second.
This channel is not endorsed by Disney.
No, it's not. No, no. I mean, like Walt Disney, he can, just cryo himself all over again. We don't need that energy here. No, but like, what I do have to be sentimental for a second. But you guys really, I know a lot of YouTubers say it, and a lot of people are like, oh my god, without my fans, that would be nothing. And I never understood that until I started YouTube myself, because literally, without your subscribers, you're nothing. I wouldn't have been able to meet Smack Pisces. I wouldn't be able to meet Max or Peter or any of my mods or just do any of this, at all. I mean, there are so many different things that I've been able to do just purely because I do gaming journalism and because I do YouTube. And because of YouTube, I've been able to do gaming journalism. So, like, one thing I'm just really grateful for is just the fact that you allow me to be me. And I think that's one of the best things ever, because when I started YouTube, I was in such like a bad state of mind. Like I had just gotten, I just gotten cheated on from my ex. I had, I was going to be probably homeless with my family, but we found a way out of it. There were so many different things that were happening. I graduated from college at that point, and it was so much that I never realized that I wanted out of life until I started YouTube, and then other people became dependent on me. I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it. Emotional control is the best thing to life. And I just want to say thank you to you guys. You guys mean the world to me, and I cannot wait to make our next milestone. So, yay!
Please, like, if anybody is owed thanks, it's generally you. Like, with the encouragement you've helped give me personally over the 2 to 3 years I've known you, I wouldn't have done half the shit I've done in recent years. Like, I wouldn't have been bold enough to get my, mega powerful PC. I wouldn't have been bold enough to do some of the things I wanted to do myself personally. And our friendship was born purely from a Hellblade reaction video I
Yeah.
found, because, like, and I to this day I remember exactly what I thought, which is that I just thought this person's awesome, because, as you said, you were yourself. I just saw a person sitting there, and instead of trying to react all cool and impressed by it, you just had a genuine reaction, and that was that. I was a member of your community, and it have been ever since.
That's so sweet. I might cry myself.
I'm already crying.
I think I
That's
may be
so
shedding a
dope.
tear already.
That's so dope.
I'm sorry. Actually, I'm crying.
That's real talk, yo.
Really, thank you guys for everything. Seriously.
This was not my goal this time around, I must admit.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I'm being honest. for once.
Chloe sounds like she's speaking from experience.
Oh my
She's lived with me for 2 years. She is
Chloe's just
speaking
like,
from
I'm on to you. I'm on to you, Max.
like I can't do this for a
It's
living
true.
yet, but it's getting to the point of where like I can actually see myself doing this for a living, and you guys have no idea how much I love doing this, uploading daily, and being able to do this
No,
for
Ari,
basically
Ari,
full
wait,
time.
Ari, trust me. You may not be doing this for a living on an income-based means, but this is already your living. The fact that you pour so much passion and effort into this is proof alone that this is your living. You're already doing it. You don't even
Yeah.
realize.
Man, I'm tearing up like it's God of War Ragnarok all over again. But seriously, you guys, thank you. I honestly like I didn't expect to tear up. It's just absolutely wonderful the love and the support that I've been getting over the the past 6 years that I've been doing this. This is the first year that I think that I've ever gotten as much traction with the channel that I have. Some of my favorite YouTubers I get to call friends now. Like Hefe, like Viper. Just people who I really respect in the industry. I think what was it? What made me realize that I was on the right track, as silly as it sounds, um, was when I got a notification on my phone that Casey Neistat followed me on Twitter. And I was like, if that dude sees what I do and is impressed enough to follow what I do, that makes me feel like I'm doing something right. Because having the people that you respect you back is the best feeling in the world. So, yeah.
It's more than just respect, there's also appreciation. People subscribe to you and follow you because they don't just respect you and like what you do, they appreciate what you do.
And they genuinely love your content. They just
Yeah.
want to see more of it.
Yeah, because your content is one of a kind. Like your gaming and psychology. No one else on YouTube does that. Well, it's
Yeah.
not like you
Like
do.
like I followed you on Twitter when I first followed you because think I saw you tweet about Dark Souls or Bloodborne or something like that, and the passion that you showed in that tweet, I was just like, follow. I was just like, that's the passion I need on my timeline right there.
And I
Because-
appreciate that passion that I've been able to instill in people as well, from people who've been telling me that they also got inspired from stuff that I was talking about with Dark Souls, and from Soulsborne Academy and all that kind of stuff. So it's wonderful. And do I really see who I'm seeing in the chat right now? John Hoffer. Okay, John, you guys gotta understand. John is like been a friend of mine for 10 years. I was in a band with this guy. Love Batman and Wear Feathers. That was our fucking slogan. John, how the fuck are you? How are you? I hope you're doing well. He and I were like big into music, big into all that kind of stuff. We are still big into music, but we just don't make music together. So anymore at least. But yeah, welcome to the chat, John. I hope you're doing well, friend. Man, this turned into an emotional roller coaster that I did not expect right now. Holy shit.
Cry, bitch. Cry for me.
Cry for me! Cry! I dare you! I double dog dare you!
Nah, seriously though, it's like I can still remember the video you did, the stream you did where you looked back at your first ever YouTube videos, and
Yeah.
one that was freaking hilarious. Just seeing like, OG version 1.0 Huggable Hipster, like having to hold the microphone because she didn't have a stand and everything.
Yeah, that was
And,
back April 5th of 2016.
But see, like, I love the fact that you've kept that video there because it's amazing to look at that video and see that that was you, and then the you now. Difference is night and day, and it's all 100% pure growth.
Yeah. And it's been, I'm not going to lie and say that, oh, it's been such an easy journey and everything like that, because it hasn't. And the thing is like, it's made me jaded in some ways, because there are certain things, unfortunately, that you experience on a day-to-day basis that just turn you a little bit cold to an extent. I hate saying that, but it is true. So when I look at it and I see that the love outweighs the hate, even though the hate is that 1% that sometimes makes it feel more than it actually is, I'm willing to take that to get to where I need to be, hands down, because that's just showing me that my opinion, I'll say it again, my opinion is impacting people whether they like to believe it or not. Because the fact that like I said that I didn't like Fallout 3, for example, that was the first time that I realized, okay, wow, I have actually some weight in the community.
I'm sorry. That
Max,
was
I
just so
swear.
funny. That was so funny. That was funny and fun for me. I had a fucking field day with that lot.
She wasn't wrong, though.
She wasn't wrong. Fallout 3 sucks.
It's in my backlog. I've never played it.
Oh,
You know what?
I got the lunchbox version.
you got the lunch. Wait, what's the lunchbox version?
It's like the collector's edition on Xbox 360. It came with like a lunchbox, or it came in a
Oh,
lunchbox.
You know
you
what I would highly
poor
recommend
naive fool.
is play it and like, understand the concept of what the game is and everything like that, but know going in that it has racist tendencies. That's all I'll say. Because
All the Fallout games?
two of them, Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, because the DLC for I think it's Wasteland Hearts or something Hearts, was a DLC for Fallout New Vegas. It makes light of indigenous people, and I'm really not fond of that.
Damn.
So like even in Fallout 3, like I'll just describe one thing and then you can do with it what you will. But one of the main things that caught me off guard in Fallout 3 was that there was and I've had so many arguments with this about with people who told me this isn't racist, this isn't racist. I'm like, no, if you're calling someone a knuckle dragger who is black, that's racist.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yes.
Yeah. And so many people argued with me. They're like, well, that's a knuckle dragger is a stupid person. And I'm like, no, it's a derogatory term for black people. If you look at the history and if you look at everything that's behind the culture, you'll see. And a lot of people were arguing with me.
Yeah, because it's supposed to imply like being like a caveman, being primitive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the thing is that
A
also,
monkey is what it means.
yeah, Hefe, yeah. A lot of the Fallout games, they have a lot of racist stuff in them. Like another thing that
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
part of like the lore and the world?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Because like the apocalypse happened while, like the West was still pretty like before civil rights and shit.
Exactly. It was supposed to be
Got
about
it.
like a nuclear holocaust. And one thing of where I kind of started to question the game was where now you guys gotta keep in mind, people in the VC already know, but for people who are watching who may not know, I'm Jewish. So one of the parts in the game was I saw a poster and it specifically said, "Where will you be when the Holocaust comes?" And for me, that I don't think of nuclear holocaust. When you just say holocaust to me, I think of 1930s to the mid 1940s. So, that
Yeah.
hit me in a way of where it wasn't just a game anymore, it was getting personal. Another thing that I will strongly say is that when you get to a certain point, more towards the end of the game, there is a section of where it's called the what is it? Oh gosh, it's a system of where you can get out of a simulation, so to speak. And whenever you get out of that simulation, it's called, I remember it now, it's called the Chinese failsafe program. And after you get out of that simulation, or more or less in it, you see a mockery being made of Chinese people and the way that they talk and pointing guns at the sky, pointing guns at people. So it's not the best game for representation. Um, it's also a convoluted storyline as well, but that's just me. Like, I don't want people thinking, oh, she has a negative take on it, so then I have to. I want people to make up their own minds of it, regardless of what I think.
Yeah, Fallout is basically the reason why it's so convoluted is because its storytelling is told through its wastelands. If that is it's environmental storytelling. That's it. That's what I
Yeah.
wanted to go. It's mostly environmental storytelling, and especially in the older games like 1 and 2, it is really fucked up, the type of things that they have in these games. Like really, really fucked up.
Yeah.
So go into it knowing that there are going to be some messed up things there, but if you can look past that and just, have fun running around in the waste, killing things like I do, then you're pretty much going to be fine.
Exactly. And that's the
It-
thing too of where like I'm going through and I'm doing like an in-depth second part review for Fallout New Vegas currently. And I got to admit, I'm enjoying Fallout New Vegas for what it is. And if you go in like, like you said, if you enjoy it for what it is and the qualities that it shows you without really going too deep into the lore, because once you start going into the lore, that's when a lot of the really nasty stuff starts to surface. So and whenever I said racism, people thought, "Oh, racism against the dead people, like the basically zombies that are in the game." And it's like, no, Karen, not those guys. Those are actually very interesting characters.
Ghouls. I love the ghouls.
Thank you. Yep, the ghouls are really good characters in the game. They're very diverse and very multifaceted.
Oh, and the DLC that you were referencing earlier from Fallout New Vegas, that was Honest Hearts.
Honest Hearts, thank you. I had forgotten the name of that. I knew it had hearts in the name.
Yeah, I'm kind of I'm not just a Castlevania nerd. I am a straight up Fallout nerd too.
That you know what? I might actually ask you for some input for my review. So that's good to know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, if you ever need any input from me, just let me know.
Yeah, because the thing is that when it comes to Fallout, like so many people were asking me for my opinion back in the day, 2019, about about Fallout and everything, and I told them I never played the games. And at first, like I have an entire walkthrough of Fallout 3 on my channel, and I did like at first I was really enjoying it because I thought, oh, we're in the wastelands where I'm getting to play a game that I've really always wanted to play. Like I kept seeing my friends play it, and they looked like they really enjoyed it, and it honestly like really broke my heart whenever I didn't enjoy it because I knew for the first time I was not going to have people really like what I do on my channel. And that was the first time that I realized that it's okay to have a different opinion from what someone else has because that's how you learn and that's how you grow what your voice is to an extent. Wait, I'm a Bethesda hater. I just can't deal with the jankiness. Kevin, the fans are what
Yeah,
make
you
the
kn-
Bethesda games, not
I like
me.
you, Kevin. I like you a lot. They notoriously consistently release broken ass games and
They
get
do.
away with it.
They do.
Yeah, they really do. And I am actually saying this in agreement as a Bethesda fan.
Same.
It's
Yeah, you could
it's,
be a
um,
fan of something and not tolerate,
That's true.
like certain things,
I mean,
Like if Capcom released broken Resident Evil games, I'd be the front and center. Like, what the hell are y'all doing?
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm now at the stage where I have lost so much faith in Bethesda that I generally could not give a fuck about this acquisition of them by Microsoft. Like, I don't care. Microsoft can have them because the games that they've been making have been subpar. And as weird as it is, the Elder Scrolls games have been better quality than the Fallout ones because
True.
I don't know if Elder Scrolls is what they began with. I think it is, but it's just the Elder Scrolls were better quality. But even then, they're still like they were really really messed up. Like I've seen I've seen collectively more bugs in Bethesda games than anything else. And what pisses me off the most is that Bethesda always gets a reprieve. Like people are just like, it's typical Bethesda. They'll fix it later on. It's fine. And yet, CDPR does it once, and they're one of the worst companies in the
Right?
world.
I couldn't stand it.
It's
Whenever they got
true.
the hate that they did, it pissed me off so much. Even though, like, yeah, it was a really broken game. Did they not, people not remember what happened with The Witcher? Seriously?
Yeah, that's true. That's hard
Yeah.
facts right there.
People have a selective memory.
Big
I
Gamers
mean,
deal.
have a
Bethesda
selective
games
memory.
are basically like bugs being everywhere, game breaking even. That's
Why do
seen
you
as a
think
feature.
Not just
why do
you
you
fighting bugs, but the bugs are actually in the game too.
Why do you think their nickname is Bug? Why do you think their nickname is
Bugs
Bugfesta?
Bethesda, yeah.
Bethesda.
Yeah,
Yeah.
bug
It's
says that.
true. It's very true. Like, there was a bug that I remember getting in Cyberpunk when I was doing the comparative review for PS4 of where it literally looked like you were playing on the PS1.
Oh wow.
Yeah, of where like I even have where is it? I think I might have like a picture. I'll have to find it. But
I
there was one of where it just looked like a blocky mess, and I was like, oh god, oh no.
I personally have a theory though, and I think I'm onto something with this. And tell me what you think. I actually personally believe that Bethesda don't have any actual testers. I don't think they have any Q&A testers because we,
Oh, they
the
do.
gamers, are the Q&A testers. We do that job for them for free, so they don't have to pay
Eh.
anybody. It makes sense when you think about it.
They do have Q&A testers. I don't know about the lengths to which they test stuff, unfortunately, because for
Are they
seeing who
blind?
they are.
I think it's more of an issue with the complexity of the systems that Bethesda usually puts into their games. There are just so many bugs, so many
Honest,
things that can go wrong that if they
honest,
can get it working at least a little, then they can ship it.
honestly,
I
my
also
personal
think circumstances too. Like if you think about it like this, if a QA employee is testing on a console at Bethesda, what do you think is installed on that console? Probably nothing. It's probably a naked console, and they just install that game and then delete it when they're done.
yeah,
And same thing with the PC. Meanwhile, when we're ingesting these games, we've got who knows what on our computers, on our PlayStations, on our Xboxes. So we're introducing other variables that they're not going to be able to put, in QA because they're running in a more controlled environment. And I kind of want to believe that that's the big thing about QA that's happening is that these games are way too complex and modern. It's not like an NES cartridge. Um, that they just don't have these variables that we do, and so
Right.
you've got millions of us playing the stuff at the same time. So when you're just running those kind of numbers, like if you do something a million times, you're probably going to hit the wall a few times. So
that is true.
you've got a million
That is
people
true.
playing it over the first 5 minutes. You're going to have bugs in the first 5 minutes because you've just got that many people playing it.
And that's the thing too, of where like having quality assurance that is properly done and executed is so important because I remember I'm not under NDA anymore, but I was for a brief time for what was it? It was a vampire game. Ah crap. I'm blanking on the name right now. What was it? Why am I blanking on this name right now? I'm actually looking like in the process of
Bloodlines? Or I don't know.
No, not Bloodlines. Hold on one second.
I will just quickly add that honestly, joking aside, that another reason why I think Bethesda go through so many issues with bugs is because they're still using such an outdated engine.
Yeah,
Like
it
they
is.
haven't updated it,
That
they
that's
haven't
true, yeah.
updated it since like Oblivion, I think, or something. So
Oh wait, Vampire Survivors. That was it. So I was I was a part of not Vampire Survivors, V Rising.
Huge photosensitivity warning, by the way, on Vampire Survivors. You
Not
could
not
turn off visual effects and flashing lights, but there's a lot of that in that game.
not Vampire Survivors. I'm sorry, V Rising. Sorry about that.
V Rising, got
Yeah,
it.
I was part of the QA for that, and I was part of the beta testing for it. So whenever I would go in, they had certain dates and times that you could clock in to do the beta testing. And one thing that I noticed so much was like there was drifting on the PC, there was drifting on a lot of the stuff that they would do. Like your character would only like drift to one side whenever it would attack. It was kind of strange. When we would give feedback to the people who worked on V Rising, it was so great to see them put that into motion and put that into the game, and they made it possible for everyone's voice to count. I feel like Bethesda feels like they're such a big company, and this is just my thought personally, that they're such a big company that they're losing track of whose voices they want to actually have matter. It's not us anymore.
that makes sense. That does actually make sense.
Because when you're an indie company, you want all of the people who play your game to be the voice that matters, not the stockholders.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, I know a lot of the folks over at ZeniMax, and it doesn't. I don't really get that kind of feel from them. I think it's more a numbers issue. Like it's just so many things for so many systems that can go wrong that it's really hard to even get these games into a state of playability, let alone bug free.
That could be true, but also if it were like a one-off thing or like even a 5 times it happens, that's okay. But for them, for Bethesda, it's been a consistent basis of where they've pushed out crappy quality and expected the
Yeah,
fans to
it's
fix
like
it.
every game.
No, I absolutely get that. I mean, I love and support Elder Scrolls Online for like years and years now, but I can easily say that on release, the game was broken. Like
Yeah.
there was a point I couldn't even continue leveling in the main quest because I literally the bug was game breaking, and I put the game down for a few months. Came back later and it was fixed.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are games with such massive systems with so many lines of code that
Yeah.
it's just how it's
I
impressive they even get these games out the door.
And
Honestly,
plus, when you
I
think
think
about it too, think of the integration that you have to do with the different kinds of code. When you have C plus or C, oh god,
C sharp.
yeah, C sharp. Thank you. And you have C sharp, and you have so many different types of coding going into it at once. Think about this, for example. Like when you have a game that is released, and you might think that it runs well, there's still bugs that you can't even see that are in the game that only the developers will be able to go in and fix. You'll think, oh, it was fine before. Why do we need this patch? That's why it's for the bugs you couldn't see that were going on.
Oh,
I know.
absolutely. Just like with any piece of software, unless you're writing one line of code, um, you're gonna run into a bug. No matter what the software is, it could be a calculator on a computer. Like there's gonna be error. Just you can go into your Windows or like even your Mac. You can go into your console if you know how to do these kind of things, and you can look at like your error reporting. The computers are always reporting errors. Uh, but they run, right? So like, a lot of times like there's millions of errors that never even get looked at or touched or, even addressed ever. But that's why things are constantly getting patched all the time too.
Yeah, exactly. And Max, you were about to say something. I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I actually think the point you brought up though about sort of like different size studios listen to the feedback differently. I actually remember that from personal experience. I'm no longer on the NDA myself for it, but I was actually one of the closed beta testers for the game Other Side,
Oh yeah.
and that that com the developers of that game seemed to really listen to a lot of the feedback that people gave, myself included, because a lot of the things we suggested to be changed or added were actually changed and added.
Oh nice.
And this next one I can't talk about because I'm still under NDA with it, but I have actually been on the closed beta tests for Skull and Bones, and feedback has been given, but I generally don't know how much of it Ubisoft is going to listen to, considering the scope and size of that company.
Right. Yeah, and that's
I
that's a
think I think the moral and the point is that if you're consistently releasing broken games, that's when it becomes problematic.
yeah,
Mm.
and that's when the audience will take you less seriously. And someone brought up, Kevin said, Starfield can't be jank, but we know it will because Bethesda will push it out. People will give it an excuse to, and this is my thoughts, and I know people are probably gonna give me shit for it on Twitter later. But whenever you see Starfield, it looks aesthetically pleasing. It looks like a game that everyone who is a fan of Bethesda will want. But I am predicting this right now, and this will probably be in a casual nerd episode. When you look at Bethesda and you look at their track record, and you can have a prediction already set for it if you know the track record of the company. So what's going to happen? It's probably going to have bugs. The fans are probably going to fix it. The news is probably going to be swept under the rug, just like it was with Fallout. And you know what he's going to say? The CEO of Bethesda is going to run up to us and say it just works because it's just works has not been working for quite some time.
Did you not hear? Did you not hear the leak that happened with Starfield?
I have not. No, I have the words
No,
muted because I just can't deal with a lot of the fans.
no, that's fair enough. And it's
Yeah.
fun to talk about this. Like, apparently, a former developer who quit or was fired or something spilled the beans and said that the game is looking okay, but not good. And one of the biggest issues in it is apparently ship flight and navigations and controls.
See, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like it's going to release buggy. guarantee, mark my words on
Yeah.
this, it's going to release buggy as
Yeah.
all hell. And the thing is
Yeah.
that is really disappointing to me, is that Bethesda has the money, it has the funding, it has the popularity, and it has the whatchamacallit, it has stature to be able to actually do something remarkable. They're a great publisher, but as a developer, they suck.
They just don't have to care. That's the problem.
No,
Like,
Yeah.
they
And
think that they're
know
too good for it. That's the thing.
exactly.
that,
They
or they just, they know that their fans are gonna buy it regardless because of what you said earlier, because they excuse these things
that was
all the
exactly
time.
what I was about to say. Bethesda have basically, by their fans, been given a permanent get out of jail free card. That's what they've got, and they are always going to use it. Always.
Yeah, and I can't say that about too many companies. The only other company I can say that about is Blizzard.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hey, Dr. Vintage, welcome. What's going on? Welcome to the stream. I do have to actually switch topics for a second because I need to update you guys really quickly for those of you who are in chat. A few people have actually been asking me what's the next game on the roster to play on the channel now that we're done with God of War Ragnarok. I'm not a masochist. I may look like one, but I actually am not. I'm very small and I'm very wholesome sometimes. Mwahaha. And the next 3 games that will be on the channel, yes, 3 games simultaneously at once for playthroughs, will be the Callisto Protocol, right over here.
Nice.
The Devil in Me from Dark Pictures Anthology. Very excited about that one. And Demon Souls.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I am oh, sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say I'm glad you brought this up, Ari, because like me and Chloe have literally just finished playing through The Devil in Me. We both loved it from start to
So
finish.
good.
It does have that classic, typical, cheesy horror theme that the Dark
Ha.
Pictures games has, but it's brilliant. It's so good. And I have just recently been playing through the first few hours of the Callisto Protocol myself.
I'm
very
excited for that Callisto Protocol playthrough because that game looks like just Dead Space 1, but ramped up to 11, and I'm just here for it. I need to play it myself.
It's
I picked it up.
I can give
Yeah,
you
it's
an
like
honest
staring at me
opinion,
on my
but
table, like,
I
please
can't give you
install
an
me.
I can't give you an honest opinion without spoiling anything if you want to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly think out of the two of them, Dead Space is actually more terrifying in terms of the way the enemies work because like in Dead Space, the necromorphs were just so relentless and just almost unstoppable. Like literally, they would just keep coming. They didn't even seem to react to being hit. They just kept on coming. Whereas the enemies in the Callisto Protocol, they seem to have a bit more of a reaction to pain, I guess is the best way of putting it. And that makes them not quite as terrifying, but the way the game makes everything else work balances it out. Like it's got the atmosphere ramped up to 10, it's got the sort of like resource management ramped up to 10, it's got inventory management ramped up to 10. Everything else is just on such a higher level that
Interesting.
it's it's so good, especially since that you can see so many nods to Dead Space in it. It's such a beautiful love letter to Dead Space.
That's really amazing, and I'm actually really excited because I'm gonna be, for the next batch of reviews, one of the games I'm gonna be playing is Dead Space because I never played that game before.
Oh, the first Dead Space is so good. There's so much world
Really,
building,
really
and that,
is.
and I love that the world building that they were doing with Callisto as well.
I
Um,
am. Oh,
I
sorry,
feel
sorry,
like
go.
Callisto, the enemies are more hyper, like they're more aggressive than like a walking corpse. They're not quite like Resident Evil 1 zombies in Dead Space, but I feel like the necromorphs aren't as intense. Um, Whereas like in Callisto, and I could be wrong because I haven't really played it yet, but it just seemed like in Callisto they're like always running after you and they're like in your face and you have to like dodge with quick reflexes,
Exactly. That's actually what I
like
was
your
about to
adrenaline's
say.
always got to be running.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. Like, Callisto changes it up for it because in Dead Space, it was literally sort of just like shoot them to kill them, but in the Callisto, you can actually get caught up in pretty good and detailed melee combat with them,
Yeah.
including like, a dodge button and everything.
It was just some of the
Like in
moments that
Dead.
you played it yesterday. It was so funny.
Yeah. Chloe was watching me play like yesterday, and we saw so much stuff we weren't expecting, and yeah, she found it funny.
It's probably, if anything, I know Chloe's humor and I are very similar, so I'm probably going to find a few things funny, and people are going to look at me very strangely because it's like I don't find horror games scary. Like that, I don't know what it is. It's just I don't
Yeah.
find them scary at all. They're just like either funny or weird to me.
So have
So-
you ever played Outlast?
Oh, I love that game. It's so much fun.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
I
just, like,
played it for
I-
like
I play that game
an
to
hour,
relax.
and I was like, I can't play a game where I don't have a weapon because my instinct, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, if you running after me, I'm not running away, dog. We going
gonna
at it.
hit.
Like, yo, let's go. Like, I don't care if you're insane or undead or what. I'm going down fighting. So it's like the whole premise of that game, you got to run and hide. I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, I mean, like I play that game to relax.
What?
Okay, maybe not. I play that and the Evil Within to chill. That and a nice jacuzzi
Oh,
board.
jeez.
We're good to go.
So, like the first Dead Space, by the way, the remake is supposed to come out next month in January.
Oh my
Um,
God, I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna be so broke.
So from what I've seen so far, it basically looks like the original game with just some small changes, which is exactly what I want. So it
I-
definitely does not look like a remaster. Like they didn't take the old game and just add new textures to it. It just looks like they basically did a side by side, like watching the old game minute by minute and then making it from scratch it like in the new game,
Yeah, and so
which is
many,
dope.
yeah, so many people were saying, "Oh, it just looks like a remaster or something like that." It's not a remaster.
No,
it's
it
it's a
completely
full on
does not.
remake. Because the thing is that people don't understand when you're remastering, you are fixing certain textures and assets, and you're not fixing parts of the story or accessibility. With a remake entirely, you're fixing assets, you're fixing accessibility, you're fixing ports, you're fixing all of it. So even though it might look the same, it's not actually the same game because you're remaking a lot of stuff from the ground up.
There are also some differences. Like I saw a video they had put out, I think it was like the first 10 or the first 20 minutes or something like that of the new Dead Space. And it resembles the first 10 or 20 minutes, whatever, of the original Dead Space. But if you've played the original Dead Space like 1,000 times, like I have, you will notice that there are some, small differences, which is good because you don't want crazy big differences. Like you don't want it to be a completely
You want a
different game
step
because then
forward.
it should be a different game.
Yeah, and that's
Um,
what they did beautifully with Resident Evil 1 remake. That was a
Yes.
true remake.
100%. Resident Evil 1 remake is like that was a world of a difference compared to the PS1 version.
Yeah.
I still think it's the best remake ever made.
I agree.
That
I
was-
agree.
that was the
Resident Evil
first
1
game I
remake
ever
was
played
like
ever. So that was
really on GameCube?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
See, I
What a perfect game to start with.
I know, but
Yeah.
I love it. I know, and
I'm a
whenever I
bit-
played like the other one in comparison, because I had the PS Classic now, I got it at a pawn shop for like $30. I was like, it has Resident Evil Classic on it. And it has like the old school '97 director's cut. And when I played it, I was laughing my ass off because Barry Barry went into the hallway and he was like, "Jill, there are monsters out here." Dude, what? What?
That's like some of the great charm of the original Resident Evil though, was like this cheesy B horror movie kind of
Yeah.
vibe.
And the cutscenes, though, I was so shocked when I saw those cutscenes. I'm like, this looks like a really bad porno. What's going on here? It was
Oh
so
my god,
bad.
that intro, the live action intro, like
Yep,
right
exactly.
before the main menu.
Exactly.
God, it
With
was
all
so
the Canadian
bad.
actors. And then Chris is acting. He's like, "No, don't go."
Wait, Kevin said, I really wanted a Resident Evil Code Veronica remake. Same. That game is a classic. It's so good.
I
Resident
think
Evil
one of my
Code-
favorite.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah, and I
that-
think it's underrated compared to all the other ones. I think because Steve was like this Leonardo DiCaprio type. Like, I don't know. Like,
Steve is a
that's just
fuck boy.
yeah, totally.
I've never played Code Veronica. That's one of the few Resident Evil games I haven't played.
It is
It's
good,
definitely worth a play.
but it's frustrating in certain circumstances because it uses tank controls, just like Resident Evil 1 remake.
Yeah, so you got to play it with that kind of attitude of like Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2. It just continues off of that, and like Resident Evil Nemesis, like it continues from there. But it
Oh.
was like the best looking of those kind of Resident Evils, and it wasn't crazy on the ammo. Like item management was pretty important.
Yeah, it was.
Not
like,
as intense as Resident Evil 0. That one probably has
Sounds
the
like one I'll
like the
enjoy
hardest.
then.
that one I remember
Yeah.
playing it when I first played Resident Evil 1 remake when I think I was like 10 or 11 years old at the time. My dad was like, "So you like these kinds of
Oh,
games?"
that explains a lot.
Shut up, Max. Yeah, it's true. So like that was the very first game that I ever played. Dad was like, "Okay, so you like these kinds of games? You're not scared of them too much." Next thing I know, we're going out to like GameStop and we're getting Resident Evil 0. And I was there, and like one of the guys who worked at the store was like, "Are you sure that you want your daughter to play this?" And my dad said, "She can handle it. She's a tough girl." And I said, "Yeah, I'm really excited to play this game." And before I know it, the guy was like, "Are you sure you don't have a son who can play through it first?"
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I was
Wow.
like, I was like, wait a sec. I didn't understand it because I was so young, and I thought that the dude at the time. This is how messed up it is. I thought the dude at the time was saying it because he was looking out for me and he was being protective. When in reality, it's just a sexist remark against a female playing a horror game. So I didn't
Yeah.
realize that, and I didn't really conscientize that until I got to high school because like I wore a Resident Evil T-shirt in high school one day, and I got nicknamed Dead Girl because I liked undead characters in video games.
That sounds like a flattering nickname though.
It
Yeah,
does.
that's
I
an
mean, it's
awesome
better than
nickname.
being called Twilight Girl, which I was called.
Word. Like if I'm wandering around school and somebody was like, "Hey, check it out, it's Dead Girl." I'm like, "Hold up, I need to be her friend."
It's Dead Girl.
Right?
Yeah.
Yo,
Exactly.
Dead Girl, what's up, girl? Let's hang. Let's play some Resident Evil.
Nom on brains.
I have one funny story if you guys have a minute for it.
Absolutely. Go for it.
You, yeah.
So on the PS1, there was a game called Dino Crisis made by
Oh, I
Capcom.
love
Yes.
that game.
So
Yeah.
it basically it was made by the Resident Evil people, if I remember correctly, and
Capcom,
it
yeah,
was
yeah.
it was like Jurassic Park Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Love that game. Yes.
Such a good game. And like the incentive back then for people to buy that game was that if you bought Dino Crisis, it came with a demo of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which is what everybody was really waiting for. Dino Crisis was more like kind of a filler after Resident Evil 2 while they were working on Resident Evil 3. But Dino Crisis on its own, fantastic game. So anyway, me and my best friend, who I refer to as my brother, we both went to the whatever the GameStop equivalent at the time. I can't remember if it was an electronics boutique or whatever, but we picked up our pre-orders for Dino Crisis, and we took the subway, went back to our respective apartments, and then we call each other up. So we're on the phone, and this is still early enough where it's like landlines. So we're on our landline phones on our PlayStation, and we literally put the disc in and press power at the same exact time. It was that important to us, and we were basically like old school streaming in a way to each other, just over audio. And so we were just like playing the game together, like, "Oh, where you at right now? Okay, here." And we were playing the demo for Resident Evil Nemesis. Like we popped that in first, just to see, like, okay, what's going on. And he and I were basically around the same point. We're going through whatever, and he's always been a little more skittish, And this is like a big guy. Most people don't think he's like a fraidy type, but he's always been a little bit more skittish on movies and video games and stuff. And so we're in the police station. We're going through, and it gets to the part where there's a part where you're getting to this staircase that was in Resident Evil 2, but you're going in Resident Evil 3. You're playing as Jill. And it's the first time you meet Nemesis, basically, if I remember correctly.
Remember that.
And
yeah.
We're next to the staircase, and all of a sudden, crash. Nemesis comes busting through the window, raises his arm up to aim his rocket launcher at you. And all I hear, and I'm gonna try not to like distort my mic or anything, all I hear was and like a whole bunch of like crashing and noise and all that. And I pause my game and I'm like, holy shit, bro, you all right? Whatever. He's like, I just fucking unplugged that PlayStation. I threw it out the window. Fuck that shit, yo. I was like, are you serious? He ripped the PlayStation out the socket, threw it out his window, game in it, and and he lived on the second floor in his house.
Oh my god.
Destroyed his PS1, destroyed the game, destroyed the controller. Like he was not like I can't even correction. The first time you meet Nemesis is outside. But anyway, in the demo, that was the first time you meet him.
Wow.
And he was so freaked out by this big, hulky, like busting through the window. But I think it was the rocket launcher that got him the most. Because Resident Evil 2 had Mr. X, which was pretty
Yeah.
tough on my best friend. But this one with a rocket launcher, he didn't want to see what was going to happen after that. Because he was gonna die. He's like deer in headlights in a video game. So Nemesis would have rocketed him in the face and he would have get game over, but nope. And that's a true ass story.
That's
He literally threw it out. Like I turned off my game, jumped on the subway, went to his house, shaking my head like that's a goddamn shame. He just broke your PlayStation. He had to buy another one and another copy of the game.
Hefe, thank you so much for coming by the stream. I really appreciate it. Congrats on 3K again. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the support and love on the stream. Sending all the love to you. Thank you. Dude, myself, I've never been a rager, but I feel like everything that, like back in the day, I feel like it was more impactful because we're so desensitized to everything right now. I feel like we're a little bit greedy with everything because we've been
is
through it
true.
all. We've seen everything from the 90s and to like now we're kind of like, oh, we see all the good graphics and everything like that. So we already know scary stuff. I think that's why we're so desensitized to a lot of video games and why we're kind of bratty in a sense.
That is true. I can agree with that. Yeah.
Oh man. Wait, I'm about to YouTube the RE3 demo for the Dino Crisis deck.
Oh, I'm sure someone has uploaded a copy of the demo onto YouTube, like a playthrough of it, and I'm gonna like rewatch it just so I can relive that story. And
See-
like you can see if it's on there, if it's on YouTube, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. It's the staircase that's connected to one of the storage rooms, and it's like the same place where you find like rolls of film and you could change your outfits
Yes.
in Resident Evil 2. It's that hallway with the stairs, the chocolate stairs, and that's where Nemesis busts in, pulls out that rocket launcher, and yeah,
Stores.
a broken PlayStation later.
Stores.
But that totally changed the game back then because you didn't have stuff like that in video games where you could be pursued through loading screens. What?
Yeah, that really like it made everything much more immersive for the player. And now we have like ways that challenge that, like in Dark Pictures Anthology, you have breaking of the fourth wall, which never really happens.
Speaking of breaking fourth wall,
Uh-oh.
what's it called? Doki Doki Literature Club.
I love that game. It's so cute.
That game did so well at breaking the fourth wall. Like whether you played on PC or console, like if you have it on PC, that game when it first came out, you had to actually go into the game's folder on your computer
Yep.
and start editing files and stuff to progress. Like hands down, like they get props. Like whatever they did, like totally out of left field and caught me off guard. I thought that game was gonna be like some dorky visual novel type of like nope. Totally got me scared, yo.
Yeah.
Harry, I'm surprised you haven't said my old name, Harry.
What?
Maximilian?
You don't remember Manica?
Oh my we did voice acting stuff in another stream when I was still on Twitch. And there was different voice acting parts and I acted like a complete like, oh my god, ew woo. like type thing for the voice acting. It was so bad. And then we named Max Manica because it was a man's voice going to Monica. And oh
That
my
was a
god,
fun night.
Pepsi! Hi, another one of my mods. Hello, how are you, dude? Welcome onto the stream. But yeah, no, I remember doing that, and like there was like different voices, and I went as high pitched and annoying as I could. It's like, oh my god, ew.
We also had like a wheel of different things you had to do with your voice, such as different accents. And I, for being given the role of Monica, I said, okay, but as payment, you have to put the British accent on there. And it was the first one to come up, and the only one who could successfully do it was actually Ari. She does do a really good British accent.
Nice.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what you're talking about. Are you sure about that? Really? Like it's
Oh yeah,
really,
see, like it's not OD.
it's not going to be
Exactly.
like too overdramatic. It's going to be like kind of Hermione Granger in a way, of where it's like more so Essex than anything else. And Chloe knows
Holy
exactly what I'm
shit.
talking about because I have a lot of friends who are from the UK, and every time I do this kind of accent, it's very natural because I hear them talk all the time.
Oh my goodness.
I am legit impressed because it's like usually the British accent is an accent you can't do unless you are from the UK.
Yeah, like people overdo it.
Yeah, and one thing
Exactly.
that people don't really know is like the pronunciation of certain types of words. Like, isn't it? It's like, well, that's a bit of a cheeky thing, isn't it? Like, are you sure about that?
In it, yeah. In it.
Oh,
In it, bruv. How's it
In it,
going, bruv?
are you
What?
sure you want to challenge me, bruv?
oh,
Are you sure about that, man?
What do you say, Chloe?
the park.
Park.
I'm
Park,
thoroughly
yeah.
impressed,
You
especially
and your
because of
wedding.
how like thick and heavy your New York accent is.
What are you
But
talking
you like
about?
well, you understand like to dial that way back when you're doing the English accent.
I think it's because of the, and this is not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but it's because of the operatic training I got when I was younger.
Well, there
It
you go.
Damn.
it taught me really to like change my voice around because when I was younger, I would get placed as an alto and then a soprano and back and forth between those two. So I can have like the ooh obnoxious voice up here, but then when it goes down to over here, I'm like, what are you talking about, huh, you schmuck? So it's like even like whenever I'm watching Family Guy with my parents, I can imitate Stewie and it freaks them out so much.
I think we're waiting
Stewie's-
for you to do
Oh
Stewie,
shit!
but
Are
you don't have
Stewie's-
to.
No, okay, it's
No,
fine.
no, you don't have to.
So, yeah, Brian, are you going to be writing the novel you've been talking about? You know that novel? The novel you've been writing for 3 years? You know that novel? You know the one from that you've been talking about for like 3 years? Hello, my name is Stuart Griffin at your service, yes.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Stewie. Peter. No, sorry.
You need to just stream one day with like just you doing impressions.
Oh, Peter.
I'd watch that.
What was that? What was
Or
that one
like if you're
name? Like Marge, I think it was. It's like, homie.
oh yeah, Marge Simpson.
Or Simpson, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like
Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about before, actually, I kind of want to go back to it because I've got a question for everybody here.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a fun question because it's something I was thinking about when we were talking about the Resident Evil remake and everything,
Okay.
and other remakes. I'm just curious. So, like, what would be just for everyone here? What would be the game that you want most to have a remake? Like, and I'm talking full-on remake, like made from the ground up again.
Dino Crisis.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that one, Chloe. Yeah.
Blood Rain. Blood Rain for me.
I
And
could've
also,
said that
me?
one, actually, yeah.
I'd love to see a remake for the Legend of Spyro games too, because those were good games.
They got like a remaster, didn't they? So
Yeah, the
A
original
remaster
Spyro.
remake type of thing.
yeah, kind of like a Last of Us Part 1 sort of thing.
Be interesting.
One that I definitely want to see is the N64 Castlevania games. They need it. They need it.
They
Oh,
do.
that's a
Ooh,
good one.
choice.
They do.
That is a good choice, yeah.
Wait, Babsy said, I'm doing well, still working hard like always. Celebrated being 27 with ordering my first PC. Dude, you did not tell me. That's incredible. You're gonna have a chonky monkus of a monster of a PC. That's gonna be incredible.
Congratulations, Babsy.
That's amazing. The first game that you need to get to celebrate is Crisis Core. Okay, you gotta do that. Got money for a fake mustache, eh? No, I don't. I'm sorry. I don't have a fake mustache. I only have peach fuzz whenever I don't shave my mustache. So, you know. I am confident enough in myself to admit that. And also, what's funny about this is that just going on a complete tangent, I thought, oh, you know what? I should probably wear makeup to this stream. And I was like, no, I'm confident. I don't need to wear makeup if I don't want to.
Oh yeah, be yourself.
Yeah. It's like, express yourself.
In a British accent, love.
I'm sorry, express yourself. But, you know, minimally, because society doesn't like when you fully express yourself.
Leviosa, pip pip, pom
No,
pom.
it's
don't talk to love one.
Leviosa, not Leviosa. Sorry.
Anyway, just to throw mine quickly out there, my dream remake that I'm still waiting for is Metal Gear Solid 1. I am
Hell yeah.
waiting.
Nice.
I'm waiting for the day. I'm waiting for the day that gets announced. It's got to happen because Konami know it's a gold mine, and if there's one thing they love, it's money.
Huh. Oh,
I also want them to re-release Twin Snakes.
Snake.
See, that one's a
Twin
difficult
Snakes
one
was a
because
GameCube exclusive version of Metal
It
Gear
was.
Solid, and it was so well done. It was
It
done
was.
in like Metal Gear Solid 2 graphics.
Oh, I have never
Was so
heard
good.
of it.
It
So I
was.
found a video. I'm gonna put it in the Discord, by the way,
Twin
of
Snakes was
Nemesis.
Twin Snakes was unique though because the fan base didn't really dig it so much because they overdid some things, but I personally loved it all.
Oh, I love it.
Like even when Snake backflips off like the launched missile from the helicopter, I'm like, this is so over the top crazy, but at the same time, I've got no complaints.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry, by the way, to interrupt. I do have to bring up something really quickly because doing Leviosa reminded me of something. I got asked several times if I'm going to be reviewing the Wizard game, and I know I will not. Just as a thing to say right now, because so many people were like, "You should review the Harry Potter game. You should do this." And I'm just like, no, I'm not reviewing that because the world of Harry Potter has been tainted for me. You guys got to understand this. Plus the anti-Semitism in the game and you know in the movies and in the books in general, it's overflowing. So I mean, and not only that, the transphobia within them and within J.K. Rowling herself, I'm not going to support that. So
See, that's the interesting thing. I don't know if it's because I've got Asperger's and I see everything quite black and white, but I don't actually see anti-Semitism in the game. I don't see what it is that people are on about there.
yeah, with the trolls, because she said that, and I believe it was one of the interviews or one of the things that she spoke on. She got the designs for the trolls from a propaganda poster from World War II from Jewish people.
Oh damn.
Oh, so that was actually herself who did that then.
Yep.
Oh, damn.
That happened when the movie came out too, because people found an awful lot of similarities between the trolls and propaganda posters, and that's where she got it from. So if you look at if you look at propaganda posters of Jewish people from in World War II, you will see a very close similarity of that to the trolls and how the nose looks and how the ears look, especially. Like there's just a lot.
Jesus.
And
like,
even
it
the
gets-
floor of the bank, they got rid of it for the movie, but the floor of the bank was a big old swastika, and then they covered it up.
Oh,
So
Jesus. I mean, I'll be honest and say, I still personally do plan to play it one day. I don't think I'll be grabbing it brand new or anything. I'll grab it when it's on sale or secondhand or something, just because it's going to be like a blast from my past and kind of thing. But primarily, and I actually made tweets about this, I say I want to play it just because I'm a gamer and I like the game. That's all it is to me. So,
yeah, and
you
if
talking about Hogwarts Legacy?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my personal stance is like, I don't know nothing about JK. I don't mess with her. I don't fuck with her. I don't mess with any of the work. Um, so it's easier for me to unplug, like once it became, big news about that because she wasn't in my headspace anyway. But I feel like if you're passionate, against JK, I got your back 5,000%. And then if you still like the material, because like being a person of color, we've had this conversation before in in our community with like R. Kelly. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He is like one of the worst human beings out there. But there's still people that like his music and like his work and stuff. I mean, it is what it is. You're gonna enjoy what you enjoy. It's kind of like the accessibility stuff too for me, where it's like if you're supporting Hogwarts Legacy, I don't think that's as much a statement on you as a player and how you feel about these, political issues. Like, I don't think if you play Hogwarts Legacy that you're a transphobe and an anti-Semite. Nah, you just got into a piece of fiction that really hits you in a certain way, and that's all right with me.
Yeah,
Interesting.
exactly. Like for me, I just want to play the game because it does look fun. That's
Yeah,
it. Like,
that's fine.
I won't be taking any personal message from it simply because, like, honestly, I don't think you can since
Well,
it's, it's a
just know
fucking
that the
wizarding world.
proceeds and all the money that is being made, a percentage of it does go to her. So just
I was
understand that.
that's a very good point. She does get residuals, and the last time I checked, she does actively fund um organizations that actually do work against, these marginalized communities.
Yeah.
So in a sense, you are supporting it. But I will say this, there are so many different things that we support with the things that we buy that we would probably be mortified if we actually did the research
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
to see
that's
where our
true.
money is going.
But that's the thing, like we're
Well,
unaware of some of those things. This is something that people are consciously aware of yet supporting. And listen, I'm not one to place a judgment, but for me personally, like I'm not going to support anti-Semitic or transphobic behaviors.
100%. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm with you
Yeah.
on that. I just
Recently,
don't want to
Jake,
make people feel bad. Like my friends, like I don't want to make them feel bad
yeah,
because they are such passionate Harry Potter fans. Like when people got into Harry Potter and that universe, they were of an age where that shit like imprints on you. Like if somebody one day told me like, "Yo, the creator of Thundercats was like this biggest pedophile," like that would be difficult for me. You know what I'm saying? And like I had something similar to that when Rurouni Kenshin, the anime, like the creator is a huge pedophile.
Oh
And
yeah.
only recently did that stuff start coming out. So I had to like disconnect certain wires in my brain that were connected to my childhood and my youth because
yeah.
that used to be such a huge piece of fiction for me.
And
But
that's the
go ahead,
thing.
Chloe.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Recently, the Scottish government brought in a gender reformation law in support of transgender people, and JK basically launched a huge campaign against it. It got passed, but she was very vocal about it.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and
It was
it's
awful.
sad too because it's like the way people are about Harry Potter is the way I am about Lord of the Rings. Like I am a diehard Lord of the Rings fan. If I ever found out anything bad about that, I would feel so bad. You know?
Yeah, and I feel bad about that because, I grew up with Harry Potter. Harry Potter was one of the biggest things of my childhood, that and Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah,
to find out about all the stuff that JK's been doing, it hurts. I
Yeah.
can't lie, it hurts.
it does, and that's the thing
Yep.
too of where like what she's doing is tainting the relationship with her fans, and she's tainting what was so beautiful. Like she can create magical creatures, but she can't believe that transgender people exist. Like, come on,
Yeah, that's so hypocritical.
it is. It
But I
really is.
also I also see for the most part, I mean like I don't know, I haven't seen fans that connect with her directly. Like I think a lot of fans have this separation of her from her work because, you know, like they're just so attached to this work and do not agree with her whatsoever.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel bad for a lot of the fans. It's just
Yeah.
it's really unfortunate, but like it's also the same thing that goes for Skyrim. You know, like I was going to be a supporter of Skyrim until I found out that the person who directed the music raped one of my friends. So I'm not supporting that game at all.
Oh, holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah, Jeremy Soule, I remember that. Like that is honestly knowing what he did has tainted the entire Bethesda game library for me near
Oh,
enough.
yeah.
Because he's basically done the music for pretty much every one of their games, if not almost all of them.
Yeah. It's pretty sad to find out too, because it's like, oh yeah, cool. Another game that I wanted to try out has now been, tainted by someone else's own idiocy. Dr. Ventus said, I understand also separating the art from the work. That's the thing, though. The art is so a part of the person and how they function with their day to day if they're a true artist. So I feel like you can't really separate the art from the person at all.
Yeah, like a classic example of something being ruined for me is the Jeepers Creepers movies being ruined for me because of Victor
Oh
Salva.
no!
Yeah.
Because of what?
Jeepers Creepers, yeah, you
Yeah,
know
I don't know
those two
nothing
movies?
about what anything bad with Jeepers Creepers. Tell me.
Yeah, same.
Oh, that's a whole can of worms. Here, I'm gonna go get the info for you. I'm not gonna
Oh
say it.
no!
I'm
Oh,
not gonna
no.
say it because it's bad. It's bad. Here, let me
Yeah, because
let
Jeepers,
me
the
look this
first
up.
Jeepers Creepers is one of my favorite movies. 'Cause that's
Uh oh!
that's
Common Google
When
search.
I
Why
get
was
when I
Jeepers
get
Creepers
this
3 canceled?
oh no.
when I'm
Oh
telling
shit!
you right now.
No,
I'm
dude,
telling you
I've
right now.
already opened the rabbit hole. You don't gotta send me nothing. I see it already.
Oh,
Oh jeez.
okay,
Wait,
yeah,
I
yeah.
need to
Oh
look
You
this up really
you see
quickly.
that?
Jeepers
It's
Creepers cancels? Hold on a second.
Oh my goodness!
I cannot
It's
see those
similar
movies
to
in
what
the
you were
same
talking
light
about
now.
Skyrim. I'll say that.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah.
Wait a second. Jeepers. Oh no. Not saying it on stream, but look it up for yourselves, you guys. This is horrible.
It's bad.
That's
It's really
bad.
bad.
That's bad. That's just bad. Oh, when I saw that first Jeepers Creepers, that's why I think that 1950s music is the most creepy of them all, because they literally will have like, oh, Timmy went down into the well and then tied him shoes up with the ghosts or something. Like 50s music is just creepy, okay? Like Jeepers Creepers, where'd you get those peepers? I got them from your mother, okay? Sorry. I think you can separate it because sometimes the art takes a life of its own and it doesn't belong to just one person. It becomes bigger than that. While that is true and it becomes its own personification of a more grand thing, it's still an attachment of the ideals that the person holds. So, for me personally, I'm not going to place judgment or place, whatever it is on any other person. But if the person is writing a book and those thoughts have anti-Semitic values in them or transphobic things, that's a part of how the person thinks. Clearly, because J.K. Rowling is a turf, so she is going to have those values in her body of work and what she does. There's no way to kind of get away from how you think as a person. So you're going to have those things in what you write. As someone who writes every single day, you have your own thoughts and beliefs and processes in all of what you write. So it doesn't matter if the work is attached to you or just attached by a single thought, it's still you. So that's my thought on it.
No, that's totally fine as well. Actually, I can completely understand it. And honestly, after finding out a bit more about what's gone on with the game and what the anti-Semitism is, I'm now of the mindset that I still want to play it, but I don't have any plans to actually buy it brand new. I would get it secondhand. So
Well, I hope you enjoy it when you play it.
yeah,
I'm
I
always gonna
mean,
wish that to everybody when they're playing a
Thank you.
game.
I actually appreciate that because, like,
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Like I want that shit to be as good for you as like Callisto Protocol is gonna be for me, or like the Dead Space remake. Like why not?
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, like the studio that have made the game are a decent studio, and
Hmm.
I know that Rowling herself has had little to no involvement in the making of the game whatsoever. So that's why I'm trusting it to be a good game. But I will pick it up secondhand just to say like none of my cash has gone to Rowling. So
I mean,
that's
yeah,
my view
and
on it.
that's the thing too. Of where like I'm gonna be looking at different friends' reviews of their take on the game and everything like that. Because me personally, like I said, I'm not gonna get it, but I am going to look at other people's reviews and how they think of the game because it's interesting. I remember doing a trailer review just purely because I wanted to see what the trailer was and put it on YouTube for everyone else to enjoy as well. And I got called a turf. I got called a scumbag for reviewing it. But when CGN or whenever GameSpot or something like that reviews a trailer, they don't get called anything.
That's ridiculous.
So yeah,
It
no, I
really
had to
is.
delete the video because of it.
I remember that one actually. Yeah, you got really heavily attacked in it.
Oh yeah, it was actually kind of funny to me because it's like it's strange that like whenever I see people talk about a certain cancellation of a game or a video or something, normally I would like to see some merit behind it because sometimes people cancel things for the stupidest shitty reasons. But
That's true.
this one I kind of feel why it's being canceled. I understand the context
I'm
behind
canceling
it.
this game because they wrote my name wrong on my Starbucks.
I'm canceling this game because they told me to move back to my country. Stop it, Karen. Okay.
I'm canceling Outlast because they didn't give me any weapons. They told me to just run from all the scary, insane people.
I need to have a coffee. I need to have a coffee. That's where my that's where my brain is right now. Holy shit. I didn't mean to say that. I need a game where I can throw a coffee at someone's face and that's how I kill them.
I could feel that because when I first played the first Manhunt on PS2, it gave me a satisfaction I never knew I needed.
I never actually
Because you
played
could
that.
choke somebody with a plastic bag.
Oh gosh. Oh wow. Wow.
Yeah. And when I did that, I was like, holy shit. I
Yeah.
can't believe Rockstar just did this.
Rockstar does some crazy shit. Oh my god. But I do have to say
That game was banned. It was banned in like Australia.
I'm not surprised because so was Outlast.
Oh, it was?
Outlast 2 was banned in Australia.
Ooh.
And so was Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They're like, no, we don't want to have like a lot of the violence, but they didn't ban Resident Evil 3, so zombies okay, but other violence bad.
Yeah.
So, but you guys, I do have to say, I have to end stream currently right now because I'm going to be finally talking with a friend of mine who I haven't talked to in like several months. So we kind of planned things kind of close to when I would be ending off stream. But you guys, I do have to say thank you again so much for now over 3,000 subscribers. I can't believe that we're already getting over that. It's incredible. I want to give you guys a little bit of an update. The first part of the Callisto Protocol will be up on Monday instead. The whole schedule kind of got finagled because I have over, I think, 4.5 hours now of footage still to edit for the last episode of God of War Ragnarok. So it's going to be a long episode. It's not going to be a short episode by any means. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I definitely enjoyed God of War Ragnarok. It was a ride. There were a few things that I just didn't like about it that you guys are going to definitely hear in the review. The review is going to be coming out tomorrow for Patreons and Wednesday for everyone. So, you guys, I am so incredibly grateful for you. Please don't take it lightly. I want you guys to know how much you mean to me. You guys, I would not be here, if it weren't for you guys. And I mean that both physically and YouTube wise, because you guys literally gave me a reason to do work. You guys gave me a reason to do what I do. So I just want to thank you guys so much. And also thank you to the people who I can call my friends who are on VC with me. So thank you guys so much for joining me for tonight for a chill talking stream.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was.
It was worth it to hear your English accent.
Going from literally calling one another hoes to talking about games. I love it.
I am insulted that people are raving about Ari's fake accent when you got the pure one right here with me.
It's
That's
true.
true.
It's true. It's very true. But you guys, if you all like my face and what I do, please be sure to wow, okay, I can't fucking talk. To subscribe and hit the bell down below because I make videos every day here on YouTube. But you find your worth in the waking world, dear hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next stream and video. Bye, you guys.